looking down from the heights that we have built all by ourselves. And there is fear of the unknown, but we cannot lose control when we feel like the world is against us. We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for.
Hello everybody, welcome back to CF1's Twitch channel. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. We're starting off the week of CF1 Valorant action in our Eastern region, where we're going to be hopping along to a barn burner of a matchup between two undefeateds in Split 2 so far, that being the ONU Valorant squad from Ohio Northern University and the UNF Ospreys from University of Northern Florida.
Yes, sir. Like you mentioned, Beanies, it's a two undefeated fantastic teams going head to head to fight for these seedings because, as we know, right, within the overall power rankings, these guys are relatively close between the fifth and sixth seed. So I'm expecting to see these three games go to the absolute limit. But we have to get to three first. But we get all that as we do see the power rankings already right there in front of us, right? So you can see these two are not too far off from each other. So expect to see close 14-15 type matches, Beanies.
Exactly. Now, we should mention that even though they are not appearing on these power rankings, we can get back to them in just a moment. The power rankings you see here, this is what it looks like across the entirety of CF1 action. Now, last week, myself and Kieran actually had San Jose State in that #1 spot, but after UC Irvine took them down, they have moved up immensely, and San Jose State fell down with Texas A&M now 2/3 of the list here, giving them that first place spot. And I just want to give a chance to speak real quick, Ravish. I took the Scarlet Knights completely out of my power rankings, and that might be a little jarring, especially with them being ranked #2 by Kieran. But after they lost best student Jonah, who's actually now working as a commentator for CF1, it really lends itself to letting it play out, in my opinion. I don't feel confident ranking them yet because we have so many talented teams in CF1 that the Rutgers squad really needs to get a few weeks under their belt without an important IGL being in their roster. And I want to see how they can adjust to that. So until then, there's plenty of other CF1 teams here that are making their shot in the top 10. I mean, Cal Poly and the Shorty King showing up. I mean, Ravish. It's ridiculous, the level of competition. And in the West, everybody's just beating everybody. It's literally the wild, wild West.
That's what we like to see, right? Absolutely nobody is safe, being so whoever plays the best Valorant will ultimately come out on top, which is, I think, that's what we're all here for, right? At the end of the day,
Oh, yes,
just watch
sir.
some great games between just two good teams, fighting out some sick shots, insane flicks, and by the end of it, one winner coming out on top, which is, I'm assuming, will be well deserved. But before all that, let's talk a little bit about the game we expect to see today. What do you have going into tonight?
So something we should actually point out, Ravish, to our fans. Maybe you remember this match if you're a diehard CF1 viewer, but all the way back in week 1 of Split 1, these two squads battled it out, where ONU, again, Ohio Northern University, and the University of North Florida, they battled it out, but ONU took that 2-0. And Ravish, it wasn't just a 2-0, it was a 13-1 and a 13-3 smashing in that first matchup. But we should note, this first meeting that they had happened on February the 1st. So it's been over 2 months since these two teams have had a chance to really match up and go mano-a-mano again. And I'm ecstatic to see what they can pull out when they have an opportunity to go against each other.
9 weeks is a long time to be able to all the way bring it back, right? Collect your thoughts and collect yourself as a team together here, Beanie. So I'm excited to see what UNF is able to bring out. But technically, if you think about it, it really is like mano because there's 5 out of 5. So, but
I respect it. You just gotta keep that in line in your head,
Exactly. So although it doesn't roll off the tongue as easy, it is still far prevalent in my opinion. But yeah, like you mentioned, right, we're looking a lot at what the UNF squad can bring it to us tonight, considering, last time it was a very one-sided affair. But like I said before, we're here some good Valorant. We're here for absolute barber between these two teams because of the season we just saw before. Now we will be going to Icebox in map #1. It is the map choice of Ohio University as well. So I'm personally very excited. I love me some Icebox. I never get to see Icebox. So I'm very happy that it came out. And more importantly, because of my shorty Viper, it's gonna be prevalent in there as well, bro. Viper's so good on many maps, but this one she absolutely excels at me.
Yeah, exactly. With the Viper changes that came out not too long ago, she is such a lethal agent to pick up on your roster. The amount of avenues and line of sights you can cut off with her kit was already such a useful tool to have. But now, with the additional decay hitting instantly as you touch that toxin, it really makes it scary to ever try and execute on a site that a Viper is already preloaded on. And on the offensive side, the post plants become so deadly because once that Viper's set up with dang near full utility, it's going to be near impossible to break through.
we're seeing right now with the teams as they're about to load up into game number 1 between the two, right? We see the
Look at the
harvest
Yoru.
as we want to see. Everybody's on the Yoru, but there's no. But I desperately want them to pick it.
It's good
I
enough
think
for me just to
Yoru
see him
is-
hovered, honestly.
I know, that's what I'm saying, bro. I think Yoru's actually really fun pick as of right now as an agent. He has improved a lot, and I think with the versatility you have of being able to use ultimate TP back to your Gatecrasher as well, he actually fits really well with the meta right now. If you want opting for a much more flanking, offensive sided composition, but as you're about to load in, no Viper picked yet. The Sage is on both sides, which I've seen rise to prevalency more and more in many of these maps here, because the wall in general does help a lot with the elevation that's present on Icebox. And past that too, just the res is just such a good tool as you load into game number 1.
And Ravish, something I want to point out, if you look at both of the lineups of agents here, something that you might notice that's lacking, especially for the UNF squad, is flashes. There's only Omen Paranoia available for the ONU squad, and then UNF, I don't believe, has any flashes available in their kit. So now this lends itself, when these teams are on offense, Ravish, how do we think they're going to be executing on the sites? They don't have flashes to to force a line of sight change, to force a break of that line of sight, I should say. So they're going to have to play around their controllers. They're going to have to play around their Viper. They're going to have to play around their Omen. They're going to rely heavily on these smokes to get them onto site. And then their post plants for both these squads are going to be incredibly difficult to break, especially seeing a Sage and a Ryze combo, because that grenade slow combo is so deadly.
Or remains to be seen. Yeah, ONU does definitely has a tough task in front of them. But like you mentioned, right, it really all depends on how they're able to actually force UNF to possibly move their positions as they head on into A site. Usually the default pay for most of the teams, as right away we see the just the bot in general doing so much work.
And that's honestly the beauty of having the 6th teammate right there with Killjoy. You get the bot, and in round 1, every little bit of damage is going to help you. Secrets here are going to be trying to push on the site. There's a paint canister that does a little bit of damage to the Sage from ONU, but they have, in fact, taken control of half of this site here, and ONU is actually going to break open the fight with a first blood for Knight. Mashisama responding as well, but the spike will get planted in the middle of all this chaos, and it's going to still be in favor of the defense here. So with this post-plant phase, Cam sneaking up from behind and is going to be playing solid snake on this first round of competition, taking down one, taking down another, and looking to find the third. Cam taking the perfect picture right there, and that's going to be UNF securing the first round.
UNF coming out with a very strong hold. We were talking about before about how these guys are presumably the underdogs in this matchup too, but on the defense's first round off the bat, right? They had such a nice play coming in. Cam reads the play perfectly. Nobody is watching spawn. Everybody's focused on what's happening up, right down Graders, up against the Sova, and then that meanwhile they're able to get the defuse off too. So ONU a little bit fast and loose with how they're controlling these sites. We'll see what they're able to do as of right now. Though, they choose to opt in to go for a little bit of mid push. Dart doesn't find anybody right near tube or kitchen either. But there's the wall to actually even enter kitchen. So Spoopy got to find a way around. Most of Killjoy Yuto's set up on A here, Beanies.
And you can see it's a very slow, cautious approach here. Mashu-sama full bot this round. Does not have any credits in the bank, but now going to have a little extra with that kill and the Bulldog. And this is kind of the beauty of the bonus round. As long as you don't overstep or take any too aggressive challenges, you can pick up kills and nearly flawless your opponent as a 3K comes in for Mashu-sama. And Secrets, the lone member here, going to try and just salvage what they can. Maybe an ult orb and a kill in the process. As they get spotted out, it's going to lead to an inevitable demise here for the ONU Sage. It's just a matter of, can you play dodgeball? No! Can't dodge a wrench or a bullet, my friend. That's UNF taking the second round.
On the defense, right away, right? Considering full buying 2 right in the second round, although a danger if they were to possibly lose, but considering they had such a econ and gun advantage, they force ONU in these tight corridors, if we were mentioning it right at the beginning, Beanies, we're saying how are they going to force UNF to add to possibly reposition? How are they going to force them to get out of the main LOS with no flashes? They play the Viper more. The smokes were already set up. The wall wasn't put down, but now as they look to position around the B sites, Viper already big wall right around B long, right near green. So interesting place to set up as she's watching down there, but Art does spot 2. Cam immediately getting a couple pot shots.
Oh man, I saw the collateral lining up there, Ravish. I really thought that was going to come out of him, especially with the Marshall. I mean, how often do you get to call a Marshall collab? But no such luck. I'll still have to keep that as a part of my dreams. And Snake looking to at least give knowledge that he's hanging around this area. But as for the rest of the ONU squad, the Spike is quickly moving over the A site, and Waffle being the only one left here, they're not going to overstep their bounds, does dodge the shock arrow. And a nice wall is going to secure ONU Valorant's plant. Now it's the post-plant phase, folks. You can see everyone's going to hide in the same location for ONU except their jet. Keep an eye on your minimap, folks, and see if this jet can pull off the flank. But that Killjoy is going to spot out the flank. Yeah, that's going to leave Snake to take the kill, actually. Nicely done, dropping Waffle. And that's going to give ONU a massive advantage for the remainder of this post plant. As you can see, the site is in control of the UNF squad, but they can't get enough safety to go for the defuse. And Snake peeks around Chromium as well, getting a 2-piece, and that's just beautiful peeking from the offense. And ONU finally get their first round of the game.
And really well done at the beginning for ONU. We were looking for them to be able to take this round back, considering if they had to fall by 2, because if they did not, they would have to go into what I like to call the ping pong economy, where they're forced to buy only every other round. But with this, right, ONU forced the quick rotations out from B to A, leaving A side completely open, considering all the Killjoy util was gone, and now consider they're now just set up around B yet again. There's a Sova lurking around A. They just catch a little bit of information, but Viper watching down green yet again. Should be able to spot her out. Might get a little bit dangerous if she possibly steps in, but Spoopy spots her out, wants to reposition as they move onto B.
And this is where you're going to see the battle of smokes. You're going to see who can block out the line of sight at the right time, because you have to acknowledge, even though Omen does get the cooldowns, he does get the timer on his reset, or just reset his smokes, I should say. He does have to wait those 35 seconds for that cooldown. As Cam breaks this open with a nice first blood, but ONU is still looking to strike on B site. They've committed their jet into a risky position, so Snake is going to have to come out with a kill here. And you're dancing around with I do damage, but Spoopy actually going to drop Cam, evening out the odds here for ONU. But the Spike has yet to go down. And Ravish, look at your minimap. It looks like they're going for a full swing on the A site, and the defense is none the wiser.
They're just trying to fake it or whatever, assuming too, because they're playing kind of back.
No, they're going back.
Saw anybody being like you mentioned. Yeah, they're all going all the way back to playing with their food back and forth. Just like I said, right? It's just trying to force any sort of rotation, but consider that actually winner of the trades is 2v4 as right now, with the Mashuma coming in and along with the Killjoy coming back from mid as they join up. Mashuma's spotted out. He's just such a tough retake for him.
Oh, going for the take. Mashusama tries to peek, doesn't pick up anything, and Chromium gonna finish off Waffle. So that's ONU evening it out, 2 rounds apiece. Stumbled at the start, but found their footing half or a decent way in. Not even halfway into this first half. I'm getting ahead of myself there.
See, and yet again, now falls responsibility of being able to play around your smokers here, beauties. Consider both these guys present absolutely no flashes at all. If you have to be able to use your util or collect information with your Sova to at least find out where the defenders or attackers are actually coming from, unfortunately. Because although the Viper smoke is malleable, you can move it. It unfortunately does leave you in a very precarious position if you push it a little bit too far. But now with UNF on the save, I'm still holding the exact same spot down green, but they're looking towards A.
And our defense is going for an eco round. You saw 2 members already having to just buy a sheriff and leave it at that. And that's going to be Snake taking down one. You love to see when the duelist works in tandem with the Sage. That's how it's meant to be played. And then the wall almost reading Waffle's location, and that forces a risky swing. And Waffle not going to get any value from the Bucky. Post changes. Keep that in mind, folks. Bucky is dead, but that's also going to be a dead Sova getting dropped there by Knights. Looking for the a second kill. Now looking for the 3-piece. Trying to get that, but Cam will be dropped by Chromium. And ONU, 3 rounds in a row, they are feeling themselves.
And, you know, for UNF, right, it is somewhat expected, considering they're on the save. More often than not, I find teams try to at least play a little bit much more far forward, because they know they'll be able to buy the next round, so at least try to make the current round more expensive. Now, with the way I'm looking at it, you know, on the side of ONU, they do have a decent bit of ults up as well, along with the Heart of Fury, the Knives, and the Showstopper. So I imagine they should be able to use at least one of them to enter in onto the site. As well, the Showstopper 2 could be used to at least clear some really big sight lines, but Viper's Pit also available on the other line. So if UNF catches a full commitment from ONU, could possibly use to save them off, but Cam is dead. That's Viper's Pit down.
Oh, that's a big kill too. Not having your Viper to control a site is almost the same as losing a Cypher or a Killjoy. It's such immense control that you just don't have anymore. And you can see that opens up the chance for a wall, for a spike plant. Sage getting snuck out, or sneaking out, getting snuffed out by that Sova. That's going to be ONU now having to fight off this defense. A 4 versus 4. The retake is looking to come in from UNF. And they have control of the site now, but it's just a matter of getting that plant, getting the safety to hold it down. And I Do Damage is going to make it a little bit easier for the retake. Monkey Style as well, finding another. That's only 2 members left here on the offense. Make it 1. The Sova is going to have to play hero from a distance, as the Hunter's Fury is going to come out and try and delay the spike defusal. But all that's going to do is give Monkey Style the perfect location to line up that crosshair, pick up a 4K, and UNF stabilizes.
And ONU, I liked the idea of them all kind of playing off-site, but they essentially just give up any sort of control they had. I would have much preferred them to hold at least 1 down in kitchen or in the nest, or 1 by yellow, to be able to have at least control of the spike, because unfortunately what happens is if you have challenges those sight lines and they lose the trade, they give up any and all control they had, and that's exactly what happened, unfortunately. Now, the way you're looking at it, UNF are able to bring it back. ONU, if they lose this round 2, they'll also be forced a bit of a save as well. But right now, they do have some pretty decently deep pockets here, Beanies. As immediately to catch them out, the Killjoy U2 are going to spot out 1. But a good res will save them. But now they know that he's committed to be sight.
Ooh, look at that. The utility coming out. And Waffle sitting in the same exact location time and time again. And that's just an example of good teamwork right there. ONU remembering the Killjoy's location, spamming it out, forcing an elimination. And this is a 4v3 in favor of the offense. And it's so difficult to try and break a post plant when you have a numbers disadvantage. But look at what ONU's doing. I worry, Ravish, they could possibly be out big braining themselves here, leaving Snake behind.
I mean, considering, like, the spike is still under control, right? They're looking down 3 mid. Cam doesn't spot any of them out as of yet, looking for the possible rotation for them to come through too. But no, looking back and forth to see if they catch anybody in Mashuma as well. Look at the back, but Snake gonna sneak all the way behind him, hoping to not get caught. There you go, finds the Viper. That's Cam down. Mashuma has to know that she's mid. Is moving onto the site, but lose the trade. Has to reload, but
oh my gosh.
Chromium saves their life.
I cannot believe that went as well as it did for ONU, who now only has 1 stage they have to eliminate here to take the round over. I Do Damage. Going to have to pull out a difficult 1v3 clutch. Not impossible, but you're going to have to start by getting that first kill. All you need is that momentum. But the Sova is going to make it a lot harder, and this is just going loud and proud here. I Do Damage is going to be taken down 1. There's 2 members left, and that Jet is incredibly low. But Snake going up, playing solid. Snake is going to get the kill, get the 4th of the round, and ONU picks up their 4th round.
ONU and Snake, especially with two big flanks there at the end. The one catch out Cam and two others look behind and get Chromium as well. Because considering Chromium there, you needed two more to get the ultimate, so could have possibly got a resin off as well and saved the round at the end. But now with UNF on the save too, the Guardian with Cam, I'm assuming he'll probably be trying to look to Ace for along sightlines. We do know how he loves to hold on Gree and possibly rotate mid to catch anybody else off, but fast push going yet again onto the Ace site. All the Killjoy utils there. They definitely read this. The question is, how did they respond?
Defense leaving their Viper all the way back, but Monkey Style getting a nice elimination there with the Sheriff, but will get sniffed out by the fellow Rays, evening it up at 4 apiece. And with the utility being thrown out, that Silva arrow a little bit unfortunate, sneaks outside of the map. The Knights not wasting any time, going to capitalize on one. Spoopy getting another, and the two remaining members of UNF are going to have a tall task ahead of them. But keep in mind, folks, they did save this round, so don't expect them to be blowing any ultimates. Don't expect them to be trying to pull any heroics at this point. You just want to make sure you can take down as many as you can. When you have a Sheriff, it makes it quite easy. Just land those headshots. The Guardian as well in the hands of the Viper. All it takes is just lining up a single headshot. The Silva drone's gonna make it a little difficult. I do damage though. Did pick up a Spectre. Gonna find one elimination there onto Knights. Doesn't check their back though. Secret's gonna pick up one. Finds the second. And ONU takes down UNF for their 5th.
And this seems to be a common trend between these two teams here, Beanies. Unfortunately, you know, when they're all going full force onto one major site, they do sometimes forget that there is an option for a flank. And of course, there were only 2 people there, so they couldn't really check back and front. And considering they were spotted as well right at the beginning as they even entered, and be able to get 1-2 is quite good. So, but at this point, they don't make it super expensive either. ONU pulling ahead with a 2-round lead on the attack itself. So I am worried for UNF if they aren't able to at least make an even defense either. But they have guns this round. And as well pops out the knives. And Viper's Pit as well put in at B very, very early on. With a clear signs of various spots to Sova. A little bit premature as they slowly made their way into the site.
Ooh, Snake getting the reset on the kunai on the last one thrown, I believe. And the Knights throwing an ultimate out as well. So you saw 2 ultimates from ONU coming out, and they do have an advantage. But Mashu-sama able to take down one. And yet again, UNF is going to have to try and retake with a 3-4 disadvantage. You can't just rely on trade kills. Someone has to make a play. Someone has to find 2, 3 kills, and it's got to start with you. But I do damage gets taken down. Cam responding with a trade of their own. 3 versus 2 on the site. And that look at the flick from Cam, reading it like a book, gonna take down one. And then Mashu-sama with another as well. This 2v4 is looking possible. It's looking doable. But Chromium is trying to make sure that it does not happen and will put that dream to bed. ONU gets their 6th round.
That was so close. And the closest round we've had so far here, Beanies.
Oh, yeah.
Cam at the end was such a nice flick. The posse come out with that to Chromium, who was aiming a little bit to the side. Right, he was quite close, so posse could have been able to take that over, but chooses the option of just pretty much just walking in through the smoke, knowing he might possibly die as well. That's where it comes out with Viper buffs. They come up so big, considering Util stays there for 2 more extra seconds, even after she dies. But now with the Cam gets spot right at the beginning, it seems though ONU want to change the strategy. She puts out the smoke and the Viper Spit, slowing down the push for just a little bit. With a spot to they're moving out the site.
A nice little lineup there by Cam, finding ever so small of an opening in that smoke, but that's all you need to land a headshot. All you need to get a kill. But none will be found just yet. The spike safely goes down. Ooh! Jet getting dropped very low, has to tailwind out of line of sight. does in fact get healed up, and now Cam's going to get one. Monkey Style coming up with a flank, going to take down another, and now you can see ONU, they are feeling the pressure. They're getting pincered in. The Killjoy ultimate's going to come out. It's going to really make them wonder, how can we escape this situation? A 9 HP Monkey Style is just going to be causing an absolute chaos on the backside, and UNF are able to force ONU to a bad spot, and they get themselves their 4th round.
So ONU now did the exact opposite this time of the previous behold they had. Previously, they were all watching their flanks, they were all holding off site, but this time, they're all holding on site and they don't watch their backs, and that's why they get taken out one after another. So I'm gonna need to see some balance between the two holds, meanings, I'm gonna need to, like, have 1 to 2 at the side, possibly watching flank, 1 or 2 at least on site, possibly by yellow, maybe 1 by kitchen if you feel so frisky, but all that came down to the end was better trades by the end of it, because UNF are taking a pitch out of ONU's book. But now we'll see how they decide to change up. Both sides look quite healthy in the econ. Cam holding the exact same position every single time. Spotted, forced to reposition. I feel like I've seen this movie before, and yep, I've definitely seen the movie before. I'm there, deja vu.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Sorry, a little bit of deja vu there too. But
Thank you.
ONU 6-4, going to get the plant down. May have spoken a little too soon, actually. No, I do damage. Does get 1 there, Ravish. 4 versus 5. Secrets getting a little aggressive with the spike. What are you doing there, Secrets? That's not where you want to be with the spike in hand. And that gives a lot of power over to the defense here. And Snake gets a return kill.
They spot 1 at the back here with 2 being there, and I do damage getting the revive as well. You saw the Jet was this super bad spot looking between the Great and also everybody coming down mid, so just locked inside on his back and forth. Knights all the way at the side, along with the Omen, trying to see if they could possibly make it a little more even, make it a little more expensive. It's a very nice shot there too. Listen, they do not have spike control. It is do or die. In 2 more kills, they could probably, get the showstopper as well, but they should be able to spot them because the Omen is below him. He doesn't know he should be able to see him. No, he doesn't see him. 12 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Does he have enough time?
4 to plant, 8 to defuse. He needs to plant now.
4 seconds.
Right
He's
now.
got the
Right
time.
now.
He gets. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Last player standing.
Oh no!
No, he
What
stops
a
at the last
beautiful
second.
stop!
Even puts out the C4-2. He wasn't looking. They needed to body block him at that point. Didn't see anybody drop down from the kitchen. It was the last possible second. And
Oh my
now,
gosh.
like, it's just, that is so unfortunate, yet so close. Like, Knights came out with a really big picks. And now ONU Valorant. 65 position. Would have possibly looking to make a 66, going for an even half. It'll be quite big. They have almost every single ultimate up on ONU's side. Outside of UNF, they have a couple of the spawners. Move on back to A. I'd be shocked if I don't see them use them. All the ultimates enter.
Silva drone gonna be actually revealing Snake. So Snake gonna eat that recon arrow. And you can see they continuously leave Viper on B site, them being UNF, just to make sure the flank doesn't come through. She's even going to give that up and head towards there. A beautiful counter Sova ultimate. Nicely done, returning fire onto his counterpart, getting a little bit of damage down. But that's going to be enough to scare the defense off of A site. Except for Waffle. Looking like Private Ryan here, and he's left behind them an enemy line. They're going to be doing their best to save their teammate. Mashu Sama and Monkey both going to be getting an elimination here. With a resurrect from Secrets. Crucially timed. No defending the res. You hate to see it. Snake just getting farmed for the KD. And ONU is getting dropped one after another. And they're going to try and swing it over the B side here, Ravish. But it's not looking good with a, 25 HP Omen? And the Sage at 75?
I mean, they have to know this is coming, especially after that ding comes on through. Sage is already there too. Whenever moving at the back through mid, should be able to have one side. There's no one flanking on the other side as of yet, but considering they have the smoke down right on the Sage, right where the spike is too, should have enough cover for a fair amount of time and double smoked it. They put out some initial pot shots. I do damage for anybody at all. And there is the Viper pit user you wanted to see initially.
Last
Getting
player
picked
standing.
though. He has 1 health. Guys.
Just like that, UNF gets a 6-6 half. And then once we take a look at the scoreboard, we'll see how streaky this first half of the game
Switching
was.
sides.
As it comes to an end, 6-6 here. And yeah, look at that. 3 straight for ONU, followed by another 3 straight, and then a return 3 straight. So really, it's just been back and forth. Teams just getting hot, getting the economy on their side.
Mhm.
And now with a 6-6 score, it's really going to be interesting to see the kind of offense we're going to have from the Viper, because, you know, on defense, you're able to line up that wall. We saw it on B side time and time again. That's the changes working as intended. That Viper wall, even though it doesn't block much line of sight, you got to cross it and take the hit of the decay. Now, being on offense, you're going to have a little more patience with that, because once you throw it down, you're not going to have it available anymore. And look at that. UNF fully prepared to commit to this B site, and they're throwing down the Viper wall. They're starting to commit utility, and it looks like they're going to be pushing on the B site as a unit, but they're running right into the grenade of a raise. Oh, secret. Just getting sniffed out by Waffle. It was like out of a Scooby-Doo episode, just walking above and below the other Knights, taking down one as well. So ONU able to even this out now for the remainder of the post plan. Look at that lineup from the Viper. You love to see it. This is why the Viper was chosen. It's going to prevent any diffuse from coming through, giving a chance for the defense to play with their food. And Knights not wasting any time, going to be devouring their opponents right there, getting a 4K in the pistol round, and ONU coming out firing in the second half.
ONU, this is also the first pistol round they've actually gotten in the match so far, right? Considering how back and forth the other round was too. But now, I was really looking at the ONU to see the superstar solo on defense, instead of they don't present the possibility of the Viper on their side. So not only able to cut off set lines like she is, but one main thing which have to come to fruition for me will be how they use the Sage Walls initially to counteract the very fast pushes that UNF might be able to bring out. How they currently look, but it's just a pistol round, right? I'm definitely going to this one as well. UNF have the gun advantage. As Nice pushes a little bit far forward, all the way up onto the onto tube. Sorry, yeah, onto pipe. Sorry, but it was in. She'll be able to find one. He's just lining
no.
in.
Oh my gosh, Knights, no! No, Knights, no! Oh, that's bonus round disaster right there, Ravish. No elimination, giving over a Spectre. UNF gets the plant, and they're up 5 versus 3. This is awful for the ONU squad, but incredible for the UNF team.
That is a tragedy. Absolutely, like you mentioned. But now with UNF looking to possibly make it a 1-for-1 half, and half a decent eco going into the next, so you can get 1 to 2 to 2 now. So well, it's not looking all the way at the back. It was just needs to last one more shot. A Waffle cleans up the work for him with a classic nonetheless.
And that's a really big round there, Ravish, for the UNF squad. Not only do they take down every member of ONU who was on a bonus round, not every member was on a bonus round, but they took down every single member of ONU. They themselves got the spike down, and they had 2 members survive. So now 2 members of UNF have the bonus round luxury this time. So if this round goes in the UNF favor, we could start to see an economy snowball really take stranglehold of this second half. And it's really going to depend on how this, well, bonus round now for the UNF squad almost plays out.
So the ONU have had minimal buys across the board, so just looking for possible fix for picks to be able to punish UNF. This is where you have to make it expensive. This is where you have to make it hard for them, for their full buying here, Beanies. But Spoopy has a classic looking to peek it back and forth, paying chicken with the person in front of him, green. Eventually rotates out, as right now UNF looking to just possibly just get out any picks right down mid and slowly move in. Not committed to either side as of yet, but at least they force to rotate ONU to go over.
Good recon arrow going to be sniffing out one. Spike is in the possession of Viper. Looking to get that Viper's pit online as fast as possible. Waffle with the Spectre going to be taking down Secrets. And that's going to blow it open here for the UNF Ospreys. They are going to push onto site. Viper getting the ultimate charge. And now with the wall up, it's going to be very difficult to break through here. Snake pulling the trigger and gets the wall bang headshot dash. Looking clean and crisp. Put that in the montage. Send it to FaZe. See what happens, my friend. Waffle, though, taking down one. And Monkey Style with another. The Spectres are lighting up the kill feed here. Monkey Style with another. And Knights being the only one left. And only having a Sheriff in hand. It's just going to be, what can you salvage, my friend? And not much to be found. UNF take this round. They're 8th in the game.
I want to be able to ask ONU, or just ask them to revitalize a little bit on how they're choosing to hold and where they're holding initially as well, because they're holding a lot of tight angles, hoping to just get some initial picks, or what I like to call suicide angles essentially. So because they know that they likely die, but they're able to get one after another. But if they're able to hold on strong choke points from the sites that they're working out on, their holds on defense would work out a lot better. And now, as UNF looked down mid, they put on the initial smoke, so they do see all 4 of them. Yeah, so ONU reading the push already. If they match the push with the smoke, they'll take a lot of that DK. A lot of that DK too. It might be shut down now. So not wanting to risk it, they pull back into spawn. I like the slow play for them.
Yeah, this is very much going to be in their favor. I feel like slow play can really favor you when you are in control and when you have the momentum, because when you're on the back foot, as ONU might feel right now, you really might get a little itchy, you might get a little impatient, and you might take a little aggressive peek that you shouldn't be taking. The next thing you know, you're at a disadvantage in this round as well. But no such event will occur here. ONU, a very decisive call here. You can see the defense backing up, giving no chance to trade a kill at all. Looking for a 5 versus 5 retake as the spike goes down. And that Killjoy ultimate gets thrown out as well.
That's the first lockdown we've actually seen the entire half so far. The first half, there wasn't a single lockdown used, unfortunately, because the Killjoy was just dying so early on, kind of any pushes at all. But lockdown goes into UNF looking the back. I do damage, barely ducks into the smoke, so they don't spot it. But I've already in the drop down from the rafters, 2 people down. Oh, and he was looking for DPUs and Knights for showstopper.
Oh no, Knights!
Exposed them on himself!
Knights, no!
Oh, that's tragic. That's so unfortunate.
I feel like when that rocket is about to be fired, that's like one of those JoJo memes where it's like to be continued, and then the music just hits. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, or like photos right before heartbreak kind of thing. Oh, it's just you hate to see an ultimate not get the value you want from it, especially. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
No, I was gonna say maybe it's like the thing for How I Met Your Mother. Like kids might be wondering how I got in this position. Well,
it's kind of a funny story.
But, like you mentioned, Hunter used the immunity to clear out one sight line, so they can make a lot to getting out of the B site. As they force 2 to reposition, they're holding all the way back near Snowman. Along with the Silver 2, 1 in kitchen, walls down. Ooh! They spot out the siege. That's a big hit.
Out of charges.
An interesting choice to throw the Hunter's Fury so early on, especially when we're seeing an eco come out from the defense. You gotta wonder if that was really known at the time, or he just wanted to get it out for the sake of throwing the ultimate out. But it's not going to be too much of a danger, it looks like, to the UNF success, as even though they lose Monkey Style, they have the 4 versus 2. They have the gun advantage as well. And that one elimination, we should note, is not in a spot ONU can capitalize on. They can't get to that AR, which means they're stuck with these Sheriffs. And look at that. Sheriffs cannot win out against the likes of these Vandals. 2 kills for the Silva on the side of UNF. And that's double-digit rounds for North Florida.
And we were saying these guys are coming in as essentially the underdogs between these 2 teams, although very close in seating and positioning, right? UNF, the last time these 2 teams met, back in February, 9 weeks ago almost. ONU, the game's quite handily, but now UNF bringing it back in a very close back and forth match. But now they have 4 rounds under the belt. ONU, they desperately need this round if they are to possibly get control of the game and of the economy. Make sure they can't just possibly go down there to Tube. UNF already looking out the A side, but Snake dying and trades back and forth. The spike is actually dropped outside of mid here, Beanies. They're looking for picks.
Yeah, they're just trying to play around, getting maybe a frag here or there. It's interesting to see the defense actually putting their Sage in mid. I know people like to wall that tight corridors. You can see Secrets did and picks up a kill there, so nicely done. But I personally like to see having Omens have a chance to play around mid more just because of the flexibility you get with your smokes and the way you can get them there faster, especially with the Omen nerfs that came about 3 patches ago. Chromium going to be getting a second right there, making the Odin look like it's light work, trying to find the third for a 3-piece. But unfortunately, the Wendy's deal does not apply here, my friend. You're a couple bucks short. And that's going to be a very slow-moving Mashu-sama. Is going to have at least the advantage of surprise here.
30 seconds
But
left.
still a 1 versus 4. It's going to be a tall task, to say the least, even for the best of players.
He has the recon dart and all the drones, but along with the spike in hand, he's moving on over to B. He definitely heard the footsteps. One person in Snowman peeks in, gets one, but he's just so low on health.
Yeah.
Looking to see his bossy spot one out. He has 5 seconds left to go. He has to plant now. Will likely get spotted, but doesn't have the time. Or will get the plant off, and Chromium takes him down. Now, Odin putting in work. We said it before, Beanies. ONU desperately needed this round if they were to be able to get some sort of resemblance of balance back. But at least UNF made it a little bit expensive, so will be a bit of a broken buy across the board for UNF. Should be able to full buy, but like,
Yeah, the full buy's got it.
happy about it. Yeah. Oh, at least with Snake actually can't. He only 2600, so I have to go for the classic save, but he has the knives on his hand. Speaking of which, all across the board as well for ONU for response.
We're going to be seeing very aggressive play from Snake here, and it might work into their favor. They don't know how aggressive this Jet is. It's just a matter of, can you get the first kill? Finds it, gets the reset on the kunai. Only 4 available, but that Sova drone is going to provide enough intel to get Snake to dash away. But that's going to be all that ONU needed right there. Being down 2 rounds still, you got to take what you can get. And even though the res does come through, you force out that cooldown, and Snake actually returns fire, taking it down. Cam responding as well. So overall, 2 kills for the Jet, but only 1 death to show for it. And that's going to be the go button for the side of UNF, as they're going to be pushing onto this A site, and their Killjoy actually hovering around mid, going for a bit of a flank right there. Keep an eye on that Killjoy on your minimap, folks. While Chromium is going to be whipping out the Hunter's Fury. They don't know about the flank. Oh, no, Chromium's going to sniff it out. He's going to walk. He's going to hold down line of sight. He's going to take down Waffle. The Killjoy flank is sniffed out by the Sova from ONU. And the spike still not able to get planted because this ONU defense found its footing, and they're spraying through the smoke. But the grenade's going to pick up that kill. 10-9. ONU get themselves a 2-round streak.
UNF just playing super tentative and super hesitant there too, not really committed to anything, and instead they weren't able to find any info off the bat either. They didn't really even have any lurkers, except the Killjoy came in very, very late at the end. I'm expected to push in the same time as a team, but with them getting initially picked off, right? Which honestly you can't really expect that Jet to be there with the wall not even up either. Now ONU with the overall advantage, the Snake as well has the up. Looking down onto green. Able to get decent picks. He picks in. Shot down. Misses the shot. No. But at least Chromium gets one.
Yeah, even with the shot miss, it's still a net win for ONU. They have a little bit of a weakened health bars here, but the Sage is going to be useful to minimize the loss of health there. And now UNF, remember Ravish, we were talking about how good of an economy they had before, how they were in the driver's seat. But now after 2 straight round losses and this possible 3rd in a row, the UNF economy is really going to be hurting here. So they have to value their lives, especially having this disadvantage in numbers. You got to make sure you're getting at least 1 kill for your life. And one of these members is going to have to trade 2 for 1 to get a W in this round for them. But Spike's going to get planted. Not much of a defense. The shock arrow does come through, and a nice little bit of footwork from Snake will hit a shot. Secret's going to show up the kill and then get the resurrect. Very nicely done there by ONU, playing around the resurrect and having the safety to get it off. But this Viper's Pit is going to come out, Ravish, and it's going to make the ONU job incredibly difficult. You can see how UNF is capitalizing on that, but Cam gets a little too big for their britches, steps out of the Viper's Pit for some odd reason, and that's going to give a chance over to ONU. All they need to do is find the kills, but I Do Damage is the one who's striking these eliminations down, and Waffle finish off Chromium. So UNF able to prevent disaster in the bank and get themselves this round W.
I believe they also picked up an op that round as well too. Well, actually, no, there was a second later being able to pick it up. But yeah, with another way they're looking at it right now, like you mentioned, UNF avoid having to go into the save as well, and possibly allowing ONU coming for the comeback and tie up the scores yet again. Side of ONU though, it will be almost exact same buys across the board, except for Snake yet again, who doesn't have the nicest style. Actually, no, it'll be okay. Could only see against the white on white background. But yeah, off the side, ONU stuck in the same position. If they do not get this round, they'll be forced onto a save, likely onto a broken buy. But UNF 1 away from match point and 2 away from taking this map. ONU, they need this round to possibly keep themselves in the game.
Again, Ravish, we should point out how cautious UNF is with the spike. Time and time again, we saw ONU's offense. They would choose A site, they would play around a bit, but they would decisively execute, sometimes going to B. But UNF, they like hesitating, they like playing around with the bomb, they like getting their food a little bit warm before they chow down in monkey style, having a field day, taking 2 members down, gonna be damaging a third actually with the grenade. And this is immaculate play from the UNF squad, especially their Rays. Secrets though, an aggressive peek pays off with the aim duel victory. Take it down 1, take it down 2, still at full HP. Ice Spoopy lending a hand as well. This is going incredible for the retake from ONU. Their Sage, their Omen, their teamwork, it's all coming to fruition here. And they just need to eliminate the remaining members. And with Ice Spoopy getting 1, this Sova going to be throwing the Hunter's Fury away just a little early. Has to try and peek the defuse. He gets it halfway, but with the rope, giving the sound cue. Secrets getting a 3K, and ONU getting their 10th round.
And honestly, a lot of that round was brought back by Secrets, who were for peeking in through the coming through guardrail as well. Gets down 1 initially, super long range. They get it on camera just as the smoke goes down too. Did not have the cover either, and with him getting monkey style, who started off the round so hot here, BDs. I believe they're looking at it. ONU and UNF. These guys are so close, considering how back and forth these rounds have been. They've consistently been able not at each other's backs. And whenever it seems like all hope might be lost, the economy is in danger, whenever they need a round, both these teams managed to somehow clutch it out. So much waiting for him. Actually, Mashu should have spotted 1 right near coming through mid lane.
Not sure if he did. It was
anybody
close.
else though. Yeah. Snake actually he peeks him. He immediately UNF.
Okay.
Give it the first kill.
Snake being a slippery little snake, gonna be getting the kill right there.
No charges left. Your
UNF going to have that resurrect though. So trade it out. The grenade! Not going to find the kill. Got a little excited right there. It does put a little damage down, I think. Maybe. Actually, looking at the health, probably. Actually, I don't think it did. Ignore that. Just an attempted grenade, but no return on that. And yeah, look at this, Ravish. Again, UNF taking their time. Initiating on A. I love this idea. But it might be a little too obvious at some point. You gotta wonder, is ONU gonna read this? Snake does get a kill, but that's going to be the only one. And they don't hear any more footsteps. They're starting to think, where is this team? Where is the offense? And Ice Spoopy, perfect use of the Omen teleport. Going to spot that out. The plank gets down, and now ONU is going to have to try and retake site, but they have the numbers advantage, Ravish.
No, they're all yet again holding off sight here because that's exactly what they don't want them to do. At least it's won by yellow, but I was really hoping they could possibly position themselves to be holding at least right near maybe kitchen, at least so they have a bit more control on the site. Nice peeks in. He really gets on one with Cam down. They're defusing. They stopped it too.
Team.
Before
That's huge right there.
Defuse.
One enemy remaining.
I can't believe the defuse came out with so many people alive too, Ravish. Mashu Sama gets a 2K after the fact the bomb is, or excuse me, the spike is defused. But now, that just sets us up for an 11-11. I can't, this is game one.
And it has not been closer. This is absolutely insane between these two teams. Now, because of this, because I do damage, as all opting for a broken by, and now UNF. Honestly, literally for both these teams, they have to be able to get this round, or else they'll be broken buys across the board for both too. So both of them looking for the possible win. This is literally anybody's game in these two, because if the flank isn't fast, if the shots aren't good enough, if the trades go one way or another, it immediately swings to favor of one. I do damage. He takes a bunch of little bullets to the face, but considering his wall banged, we'll be okay. Gets out, heal himself up. Now comes the retake.
Ooh, Knights doesn't find the headshot. Waffle gets the click first. And ONU is starting to fall apart here. They are losing member after member. UNF again able to stabilize possibly after a tough round loss. But these two remaining members, Secret's an incredibly deadly Sage. We've seen time and time again pulling out multi-kills. But they're not going to be risking it. They understand they have one more round that they can afford to lose here, and that the spike will get defused, or will go off, excuse me. Chromium will be trading out their life for a kill. And ONU back up against the wall, because UNF is at game 1 point.
One rifle remaining after that save on the ONU Valorant side. A couple more should be possibly available, but look at the money. They are hurting here at Beanies, right? It is like a couple of full shields, but it's just classic. At least Spoopy gets a Guardian, but like it's,
Snake has the ulti.
That is true. Yeah, so Snake getting the ulti too, and Chromium have the 103 people to spawn on the other end. And with only one, I believe the showstopper being on their side for the Ospreys. Look at this round, possibly take it home on Icebox. The map choice of ONU as well. Game.
I really want to see if Knights can redeem themselves for the Raze ultimates of past lives, and this is going to be their chance. Or excuse me, Monkey Style is actually going to be taking this one into their hands. I misspoke there, as Monkey Style pulling out the ultimate, not going to find any retaliation, not going to find any kills either. But I do damage, going to get the spike down, and now UNF has set the ultimatum to win game 1. They just have to survive the remaining time. A beautiful Hunter's Fury is going to sniff out one. This I do damage player is going to have to try and hide, but they just run into the sightline of Knight, who gets a kill right there. Chromium also getting an elimination with the Hunter's Fury, leaving UNF with just 3 members to play defense. But keep in mind, UNF has their Sova, and they have the ultimate. A 1-for-1 trade coming out right there. Waffle's going to be taking down Snake. The Hunter's Fury, it's going to be thrown out, but they don't have the time to go for the defuse just yet, as they have it already halfway. They do get the defuse down. The defense cannot stop it, and that's going to be 12-12 overtime. Game 1.
Overtime.
And Waffle needed to land the kill there. He uses the molly at the end, delay the possible spike defuse, but like it was unfortunate, a bit too late. Mashuma, of course, used the Hunter's Fury to stave them off, but he was not in at all optimal position to respond. ONU actually do this twice, man. they get these defuses twice at this point, and now, as you go into overtime in map number 1, it is absolutely anybody's game. But UNF have looked quite solid in defense before here, Beanies. See what happens.
And Ravish, I just want to say, I think this game 1 solidifies that February 1st matchup means nothing. This is an entirely different UNF squad we're seeing right here. This is not the UNF squad that lost 13-1 and 13-3. This is the UNF squad going to an overtime in game 1, and they are setting their sights on taking this game 1. But with this offense coming in from ONU, we haven't seen them play offense in quite a few rounds now. That's a good spot right there, the high plant spike, but 2 kills coming in from the defense at the drop of a hat, and now UNF, they just have to find the remaining 2 members, and it's going to be just trading out kills, pen to paper, but Chromium is trying to rewrite the story, cannot get their words down fast enough. And Secrets, the lone member, going to swing, not going to find any elimination, and UNF, it's a nice retake, that's their first round of overtime under their belt.
A handed one at that, right? They immediately read the push coming in from ONU, and now it falls onto them. ONU have been a bit shaky in the defense. It's been very back and forth, which is why they were able to, which is why you saw UNF was actually able to make it so close. If you're starting off right off the bat, but considering the full buys of both these teams and no ops this time either. Chromium, of course, we've seen he's done so much work with this Odin before. Is holding down on B long, so he has to know they're coming by. Puts down the drone as well. Good call. Should be able to spot out one. I want to push this actually.
That's going to be a quick clearance sale coming in from ONU, who gets out. But Chromium!
Put him down.
Chromium looking like the chicken that's trying to cross the road, and I think we found out why he was doing it, because he's just handing over a kill to UNF, who gets the spike down, and they have the numbers advantage on top of it. It's going to be such a task for ONU to try and defuse this spike. They have to get the eliminations, and they have to get the spike done. And the time is working against them here, Ravish.
He's able to do something. He could try to just possibly smoke out both sides and go in for the dash and just at least fake the plant, but going through that DK, right, that wall is just so dangerous. 2v4, they have to do something, and finally UNF, they might be able to take it one more kill, and yes, they do. UNF come out strong in 14-12, and being as you said it before, right, this immediately signifies that first game 9 weeks ago means nothing. These guys are neck and neck.
I mean, 14-12, it's hard to get any closer than that. And it was really just such a back and forth contest between these two teams. You can see overall top fragging is going to go over to the squads from UNF, but it was really just a swinging momentum, or a swinging pendulum, excuse me, of momentum between these two teams. We saw streaks coming in from the Ospreys. We saw streaks coming in from Northern Ohio. And it's just that as the pendulum swung over to the UNF side, it was towards the end of the game, and they were just able to keep this momentum going in their favor in an incredibly back and forth game 1. But I think that this just means that we have quite the series on our hands, Ravish, because after this break, we got to come back to game number 2, folks, and see if we can get this exact score run back and see if we can go to overtime again. We'll find out just after this.
Praise. Yes, sir.
What is up, everybody? Back here, it's Beanies and Ravish coming at you, and we needed a water break after that game one because that went the distance and then some. UNF just barely squeaking out an overtime victory over Ohio Northern University, and now with game two in our sightlines here, we're going to be heading on to Ascent for the second game. And I know Ravish and I talked during the break about wanting to see at least some kind of flashes coming out from both these teams. But Ravish, I know you have some thoughts about what you want on Ascent.
So, yeah, definitely. Firstly, let's get what they got out of the way. You know, this is UNF's map pick. And considering they won the previous game as well, they coming into this with what you spoke of before, a solid amount of momentum. Considering on Icebox, they just looked, although it was quite back and forth, they did ultimately look stronger. But coming into this, right off the bat, yes, please, flashes, for God's sakes, just get one flash agent, if not two. Like, something to help you clear and go into sightlines. Because Ascent is a map with so many tight and quick sightlines, much faster rotations down on Icebox 2, and you can spring at you from absolutely anywhere. So, like an agent, like a Sky, a Breach, if you want to play duels, even a Phoenix might help. Reyna, as well, is so good on this map.
Yoru.
Either one of those could work. Yoru can work. Actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, wait. Yoru's faster than well. Yeah, bring out Yoru, bro. Let's go. Probably the best Yoru play I've seen so far has been on an Ascent map for a tournament that I casted a while back. And Yoru was insane. He was on Ascent too, and it worked really well because you can play just super lurker the entire time, coming in, bobbing, moving through mid, bro. So please bring a flash with you. Everything else can subside, but this is necessary if you want to win this game. Just straight up. And as much as I like Viper on Ascent is dog. Like, she's bad. Like, just straight up do not use her, right? Like, I want to see some good balanced composition between these two teams. Ideally, this is what I imagine some people can bring out. Reyna, Jet, or Phoenix work along with this, but the Reyna is a must. And then going into this with the Breach 2, or Sky is also possible. And then after that, you bring in a Killjoy. You do not have a Killjoy on this map, you're trolling. I understand if you have Cypher, preferences to each other, but like the lockdown, the Molly setups, the turrets are so good on this. We saw Killjoy before. Thank you, UNF, for listening to what I was saying. This is a composition. I'm happy. Cool. My heart is full. Beanies take over. I'm out, bro.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't have said any better myself. Ravish getting almost the exact composition that he wanted to see. I mean, I guess you could have asked for a Breach or a Sky, but, beggars can't be choosers because Breach is showing up on the ONU side. And I think one of the nice differences that we have between these two is just the lone double duelist versus Breach being on ONU. And honestly, I personally want to lend the favor over to the Breach squad, just because if a team is practiced with Breach and they trust each other and they know how to execute with the Breach, it's so hard to fight against that. I mean, the numerous flashes, the concuss, the clearing of corners, Breach just offers so much to a polished and practiced team that I think we're going to see a lot of interest, or better yet, this is going to tell us a lot about the ONU squad.
And especially with the Rolling Thunder on the Breach, considering how small these sites are, you can easily set those up for taking over or entering in on sites, Beanies, which is, I love Breach on this map. I'm genuinely confused why he's not part of the current NA meta for so many Valorant teams. But as you go into it, ONU, you guys have my heart so far. I know UNF is up on the map, bro, but like, I am biased towards Breach, not towards team, just Breach.
I respect it. It's how pro teams function. Not many people are loyal to the team, they're loyal to the stars, and Breach is the star of this ONU lineup, and I love what this is happening here. Excuse me, I just got tongue-tied because all of a sudden This is beautiful teamwork and beautiful execution. UNF taking control of mid, pushing through spawn, doing so, getting a kill as well. Unfortunately, losing one on top of that. But doing this gets them control of sight. It's just after they have control of sight, you're seeing these individual mistakes, Ravish. You're seeing just lurking a little too long behind, just stepping a little too far ahead of the rest of your team, and now the Ospreys who had an advantage are at a disadvantage.
But I respected the pistol push too. It goes back and forth. They ultimately lose out on the trades, and yeah, that's just unfortunate. They just need to be able to land those shots a lot better. And considering holding 3 down in hell, it is very suboptimal to be able to do so because you're all picking kind of one corner. If you cancel the crossfire, but you will likely lose at least 1 to 2 within the back and forth. And yeah, exactly that happens because they actually weren't smoked out either. But I liked the initial pistol push. It was smart, it was fun, and that's what I expect out of teams. Get creative in the first couple rounds, get aggressive, try to get the advantages. On the other end, the UNF still opt in to go for a force buy on their bonus. So almost all specters across the board, they have to make this round count, or this economy is going to be no bueno.
Early flash, just going to scare him off. One way to follow suit, but Waffle going to be using that turret just to scout a bit. And that's all it can be used for until you get onto site. Knight's a little cautious right now. Going to TP away and then TP back, actually. Interesting choice there, but it's going to result in a double headshot elimination. Wall flashed by the Lear. Incredible work by the Knights from ONU. And even though he will fall afterwards, the damage has been done. And ONU is in the driver's seat with the spike still in the Osprey's possession. But they're losing members very quickly. And now the aggression is going to come through. The flash, the breach. We know what happens when you walk into Chromium's line of sight, and that's going to be 2 for ONU. And that's going to be their second round as well.
The potential of the breach right there, but considering they were able to check to the corners, they didn't check to the sides, as one after the other, because Knights getting a double kill to start it off, even through the Reyna Lear as well. So that was so big. Sorry, even through the Reyna Lear. And like, he saw the forces coming, he heard them walk in. And through the drone, they actually did spot the Omen as well. But they weren't able to place him. But like you mentioned, it was used of the double TP. Just a fake as though he was going to be on the other side. So good call by Knights. Able to clutch that out. Giving ONU a nice 2-0 lead. This is the first time actually ONU has gotten the lead on both pistol rounds. Considering they're on the defense as well, I do expect to see a very different light out of them. And now the other end, UNF will have to opt in for a save, as I believe we're in for a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, just a brief pause as we'll wait to get you guys an update on that. But in the meantime, get a chance to just dissect the first 2 rounds, especially with, as you can see from the early purchases of this third round, the offense is going to be going for a light buy, not looking to overstep their bounds. And when you get these light buys, Ravish, you tend to want to focus on 2 things and 2 things alone, and that's getting the spike down and getting as many kills as you can possible. If you get the spike down and you can hurt the enemy's economy, that's going to be a victory for an eco round, even if you don't get the round score.
Exactly. So just making as many things as you can count, right? And being able to get a couple extra credits in your pocket never really hurts. Especially if it's like a sweet 300 that you can put towards your next light shield is the main thing. But I believe we're looking at it. Yeah, I believe Cam did unfortunately DC. So we're to get him back into the game as soon as we can between these two. But ONU coming up with a really strong start here, as you saw it, right? Especially in the previous round on the back of Knights. Being able to clutch that out and stop the push so immediately, which really well done. Another thing that I would like a bit more as well is Spoopy had actually set up maybe some of the grenades as well to possibly read the play. He could have made it so that just the jet dashed in or stopped the push right there as well, leaving the jet behind. What I would have wanted instead for when they were entering in for the jet to put in the initial smoke and then use her tailwind to really get onto site, and she can actually get in right onto Nest, I believe, as well. if you actually time the angle correctly. So
Mhm.
he immediately gives you entry, overall control as well, which would be preferable. But as of right now, UNF still able to hold it back. It is only a second round. No one out of it just yet.
And we did see a very similar start in the first game, Ravish, where we actually saw ONU, I believe, coming out to a very early lead, if I'm not mistaken. I want to double check that now because I'm second guessing myself as I said it. So we have to make sure. Actually, I can't double check that. So we'll just rely on my pure high IQ brain power to say that was a fact. And if you just believe that it was and you don't like question it, then I mean, who's to say it's not a fact,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Exactly the main thing, right? As we see, the classic ritual seen the defensive side of ONU. We've seen this a lot. I remember the first time we saw
was Fight
it was
Club.
back when
We just caught Fight Club on camera.
I believe, yeah, that was back when Gen G first did that. Back in the round where they had a pretty long pause, where they were going around the spike. I imagine whenever that happens, exactly, it gives us all. I always imagine that when that happens, like the beginning of the song from Guardians of the Galaxy is playing, like the whole Ooga chaka, Ooga, yeah.
Oh, that was such a good movie. Big fan of that.
Oh, bro, I tell everybody like right from the jump that if you are to get anyone back into Marvel movies or introduced them to a Marvel movie as well, that will be the way to do it. I think that
We're talking about getting back into it, Ravish. We're going to be getting back into this game here. Tech pause has finished. 4 seconds remaining on the countdown, and we're going to have ourselves round 3 underway. Now, remember, folks, ONU in the driver's seat here, got a bonus round, and look at the quick dash flash combination. No kills just yet, but 2 are going to be found before Snake can even be damaged by a bullet. And look at that, a second flash coming in. Ravish, this is why you said Breach was must pick. That entire play right there was orchestrated by good Breach play and good communication.
Yes, sir. You absolutely love to see it. Catches them off guard. It's just monkey style left, although without the save too. ONU Valorant coming off strong and taking a 3-0 lead, looks like. Because it's going to be impossible, honestly, for Europe to possibly take this back, considering only that they have no leaders and the spike is not in their control. But yeah, like you mentioned, these Breach Jet setups are actually, I find, basically common. We've seen this. I believe it's popularized by the it's not Verizon one, it's V1, like that team from Korea, which are undefeated. But they do this a lot, not only on Ascent but also on Haven too. As much as that's it's one. Okay, all right, that's pretty good. Yeah, coordination between these two teams, you absolutely love to see. ONU off to a hot start, Beanies.
Yeah, 3-0 already. And this is the play we were talking about. The flash comes in. Jet gets enough time to tailwind, pull out her gun, get the 2 kills, and look at that. The second flash was already thrown out before Jet even finished her reload. That's just teamwork through and through right there. Nicely done by Snake and Chromium, tag teaming for a 3K. And now it's going to be UNF with their first real buy of the game. Going to try and find a little bit of momentum to swing this pendulum back into their favor.
You definitely heard that alt orb being taken in the Bleach. Instruction to spot 1 out. The Snake pushes in and unfortunately misses the op shot yet again. That could have been big, forced to relocate as well. So it's a tough call already as they force out the opera too. So now for UNF, they have to see how they want to possibly push this. They're holding a little bit default, but all that killed Jayuta already on B. Will likely be able to stay off that push. They pick up the spike and look towards it. It's only 2 there. 1 trees and 1 up on Evan. Could use the leader to push into Would-Be Salisi as well. And I imagine that's exactly what they do as all of them move over. Ante.
A little bit of an Aries spray coming out. Just, making some noise. It's like, when a kid wants attention, they'll just be like, ah! That's what that Ares spray was like. You can see the cooldowns, the utility. It's going to be thrown out here on the A side, and the Ospreys are hitting the go button. Waffle makes Snake pay for missing the op shot. And I will say, Snake has missed quite a few op shots already in this series, and that's going to be a tough task to come back from. Because now UNF has themselves the spike down. They have an operator in their own hands, and now they also have to deal with only 3 members of the retake. ONU going to try and take back the site. Monkey Style trading out their life for 1 kill. A worthwhile trade, if you ask me. Going to be getting the numbers advantage solidified for this UNF squad. And you can see Knights and Waffle, or excuse me, Ice Sleepy, going to be running back, turning their tail, saving their guns. And that's going to be the UNF Ospreys getting their first round win. But no! Mashu-sama can't hit the op shots either. Both Jets just missing the marks today. And Knights waiting to peek out of the smoke. Does peek at an inopportune time, but won't pay for it with their life. First round on the board for the Ospreys.
Yeah, decides not to make the tough call of possibly moving the op there too in case he misses that shot. But now the Ospreys getting 1 out on the board. All they needed, I guess, all they needed was just to get the guns. But right, but with Snake holding on to the op at least now, and investing in it back again, I'm going to need to see him be a bit more impressive with his op. And like you mentioned, right, be able to hit the shot. Because at the end of the day, you buy the op to input essentially just the fear of God on another team. You know they cannot go there too, but he's able to try to peek in, finds out what, able to get away with it. Nonetheless, he's looking back and forth. If he re-peeks here, but he gets smoked out. And Snake yet again forced to reposition. He has to be quicker on his flicks here, Beanies.
Yeah, just not having an opportunity outside of that little peek. Couldn't find the quick flick, as you mentioned. And this is a stalemate through the first 45, almost 60 seconds of the round. With the spike moving through spawn, a cautious walk, even though they have control. They're choosing to take it slow nonetheless. And both Killjoys are poised to take flight here at B. Oh, Waffle! Oh my gosh. I was like, there's a Sova right there. But no, they're on the same team. Getting way too ahead of myself right there. Nobody's that stealthy in this game just yet. Oh my gosh, Secrets! A nice shot. Going to be taking down Cam, who I will say was already at sub 50, maybe 20 HP. So not going to be a difficult task. And then the Hunter's Fury is going to come out. Going to try and play defense with this, sending shots at the famous spots. Gonna get 2 members dropped low, but can't secure the kill. Still dropping them to 75 HP. Monkey Style now gonna get out of the danger zone with that ultimate. Breaks through the wall, but Chromium's gonna actually find the kill onto Monkey Style, putting that Reyna with the Empress to sleep. And now Snake, the only member left alive of ONU, has to try and retake or save this op. I will note, also has that 50 armor Ravish, and that overall is a 6,500 credit kit that you're going to be saving for your next round. Seems like a good choice. It looks like ONU is going to decide to do just that.
Although we'll likely only get 1,000 credits back, though. But considering he's still full health, he hasn't lost anything at all, though. We probably could be coming into the next round brand new. But now, you know, you and Nap are going to bring it back 3-2, tying up a little bit more and more. And I'm going to need to see ONU at least try to keep it a bit farther away in terms of the round score as well. Because you've seen that on the attack, right? They've kind of looked a little bit shaky, right? It's been kind of back and forth for them. And UNF on the side, on the defense, I look absolutely solid. So, in my opinion, if ONU wants to possibly win out on this round and take us to round number 3, take that UNF who they have before, they need to be able to find a smaller advantages. And I think it all starts with getting the round opening pick.
Look at Secrets.
Chromium? But yeah, Secrets doing his own thing too.
Secrets was going to be pulling out that Odin, but at the last minute did swap over to a Vandal. I thought he was going to spray down this B site. But instead opts for the drone instead.
Slow play this time between these two teams. But we've seen UNF do this before as well. where they don't necessarily want to over-regress onto any sort of cyber secrets and Waffle trading. A lot of clips back and forth, but
Oh no!
Waffle coming out on top. That's big. Snake, unfortunately, yet again, just a little bit off his mark. Does do a lot of damage to the opposing Jet, though, but almost dies on the other end.
Oh my gosh.
But Monkey stopped peeking in. Knights actually just barely peeked the last second. The smoke a little bit slow to drop.
Oh!
That's the Omen. Oh my god, man. Oh, landed those shots. 3-3 beanies and they're on sight. 3-4.
Holy moly, that was a beautiful flick right there. Snake only having 8 HP left. Going to have to get a lot of value for this life. That turret realistically could kill Snake. So he has to be careful. Does it have Chromium help him out? But Chromium's just jumping into shark-infested waters and gets eaten alive right there. A disjointed retake almost coming in from ONU, it looks like, as they have this operator stuck in heaven. But going to actually get out safely, preserving the op for another round. ONU going to forego committing to this retake. And UNF swings back 3 rounds of their own. And just like game 1, Ravish, momentum is king.
Mashuma actually dies as well on site. They lost the op, unfortunately, but they should be able to rebuy it considering just how much money they all have. Right, except Monkey Style, who's hurting a little bit, but across the board, they're all doing okay. They're decently comfortable. That's 2 rounds in a row now as well. That Snake is able to save that op. If he ever were to possibly lose going into the next, it would be a tough time. But now, ONU, because of all the rounds they lost, they will be saving across the board. Only the 2 rifles that they were able to save before should be able to help out. I'm really going to be looking at Stick this round to give them that advantage, especially in terms of manpower that they have with the option they can bring out, considering what he's holding. But he's right down into B. He actually pushed them into B main as well. So if Omen or the Killjoy were to peek in, possibly without their turret, it could get dangerous. But yet again, UNF looking around the A site. I think maybe use Lear to go in, breach around trees. Same default position.
Chromium flashing their own entrance, gonna spray a few shots. No kill to be found, but Waffle actually on the opposite side of the map is gonna strike first blood of the round onto Snake. Now keep in mind, folks, this isn't eco from our defense here. As Knights does get dropped, it's gonna be a tall task for them to fight back. Oh, Monkey Style, the beautiful lineup gets the headshot wallbang. And now this Reyna is looking to secure a 4K. And with a single defender remaining, lines him up, gets the single shot, makes it look oh so simple. And that's going to be the 4th round for the UNF squad.
That was just clean. At every single instance of the word here, Beanies, clean, absolutely. And I want to watch the ultimates going into the next, right? Because considering I'm going to see both Kramer and Spoopy alive, it's with both the lockdown along with the Rolling Thunder, it's going to be absolutely clutch. But with the Empress already yet again build up a Monkey Style after just 2 rounds, should be like easy counterable as well, because he knows how much he can frag out. Also 2 away from lockdown outside of UNF if they want to use that to possibly you guys could take a side. I would like the Killjoy to possibly peek in and get the alt orb. So watch her on B main. Actually decides to push in. But it is full bash for both teams, so she gets sprayed down and shock darted as well. Nobody pushing out. Dart catches 2 by the entrance.
Oh, the concuss. Followed by the flash, followed by the swing. A trade comes out. The defense wins out in that trade. Nicely executed there by ONU. But UNF is able to even out the odds off of Mashu-sama's pick, and that's going to follow it up with the Blade Storm. So now Mashu-sama really committing to this round, cannot hit the op. Oh, dashes out of sight, misses everything except one kunai. Doesn't hit anything. Oh, a mechanical failure there, and it's going to be just one member of the UNF squad left to try and take down the 3 defenders of ONU. Waffle is going to have to start somehow, but giving away their location is not going to make this easy. And the shock arrow is going to be like a nice warm oven, just softening up this ripe piece of meat. And that's going to be Waffle taken down, eaten alive here, feasted by the ONU squad, who evens it up at 4 apiece. And my gosh, it's exactly like game 1.
Like, literally secrets, bro. He came in at the back with he's peeking into trees, possibly catch out anybody, moving in a site off guard. UNF right now is I wasn't too sure about that push considering they're able to actually open up the site, but no one is pushing behind them. No one's looking to plant the spike. They're not moving as a team, man. They're evolving down to just low key playing deathmatch at some points, unfortunately. So I'm gonna need to see a bit more team play for them if they are to actually take advantage of the round. But the ONU responds well. That's what happens when you get caught out a little bit separated, right? So, and Mashu Sama, bro. That's getting caught out a bit. Unfortunate. Up down.
A little tough right there. Hunter's Fury is going to come out after landing a nice recon arrow onto Cam. Very nicely played there by Secrets. Fully utilizing Sova's kit to get that elimination. Now the UNF squad down a member. But Killjoy just one ultimate charge off the lockdown. You don't want to give away your position by taking this orb. Oh, but she will actually.
You should run.
And there's the lockdown.
Vicky, I was about
Attacker
to say.
oh my god, the breach! But only one kill comes through. A nice timed swing, but the kill from Waffle saves the round for the UNF squad. And while Secrets
I said before as well, yeah, they could easily use lockdown to go in and take the site. And such a powerful two Empress popped as well. Now there's two just left on the back through. Boras just trying to set the grenades. And they'll be the opposing lockdown, but they're safe all the way at the back. They have this edge here, Beanies. But that does leave them quite open and exposed. DV2 Empress running. Ash needs to be able to get a kill soon or it'll be all over. We're gonna use a lot committed.
Yeah,
Bye.
that once that first kill couldn't come through for the Reyna, you knew that the breach ultimate was going to be coming out, and unfortunately she couldn't get away from it in time because said kill cannot be found, and that will be ONU getting their 5th round, 2 in a row. So if I'm gonna have to take a guess, I'm gonna say they're gonna win one more, and then we're gonna see UNF swing back and take 3.
Because that's literally what's been happening almost the entire time, right? Like you mentioned, it's been so back and forth between both these teams. I genuinely cannot declare a winner until the final round actually happens. Yeah, no team really has the advantage, but honestly, going into a 6-6 half, I imagine that's what we'll see. That's almost what we saw before Previous as well. As Bleach peaks and Jet peaks out a little bit slow on the take, but we saw them push the exact same push before. Flash needs to come out, takes one out, gets the second spray, and there it is.
Snake Shinnok on the way with that. Chromium, look at how far up they're pushed. Picking Cam off a surprise headshot.
Remaining.
And Secrets as well. The entire ONU squad has shown up big in the 10th round, and they are not missing their shots.
They're just punishing UNF super slow play here as well, right? It's just punishing them for just kind of playing a little bit more split up and not really on the same page half the time, unfortunately. Because like you see that one, I understand being able to let it one from one side to the other, but as they peek it as of right now, right? They kind of stuff themselves all the way back into spawn, and they're waiting for the aggressors to be the aggressee.
Oh my gosh.
Getting aggressed upon, unfortunately. Monkey's still able to get the second. He might be able to get one more at least. 25 seconds. A spike actually should be able to go into control. Can he save this round, Beanies?
It sucks that he used that one Lear that he had saved, didn't get any value from it. Now gonna have to cross through mid. Doesn't get spotted out by Market. Does in fact get spotted, but not eliminated. A crucial amount of HP taken off. Only 70 left, but Reyna does have a single orb remaining, so she can heal if she trades the kills properly. But she needs 2 1v1s. She needs to secure 2 1v1s for this. If she doesn't find it, then it won't be possible. ONU not even giving her a chance.
Super aggressive swing there at the end. I like the idea of holding it the back to right near the angle by trees, so you will be able to swing pretty easily if you want to spot one out. But going in through that window, she waited just a second more. You would have heard that crack and would have been ready for the retake back. But like you mentioned, Beanies, right? It's exactly what you predicted would happen. ONU would get one more, and now imagine UNF suddenly just turns it up and gets 2 rounds back, making it a possible 6-6 half. But ONU, right, in this 2-round lead, will likely fight to keep that alive. As right over the only TP outside of UNF. But on the other end, right, ONU do have a fair amount of ultimates to be on board, about 2 with a useful Lear and a Paranoia used in response. Both Lear used.
Oh my god!
They find Snake, but they don't. Okay, now they get him.
The amount of flashes we saw just traded right there, the paranoia, the breach flashes, the leers coming out, everything was just being thrown, and the kitchen sink was even thrown in there as well. But it's going to eventually lead to a UNF site take. But Waffle, lagging behind, does get stopped! That's massive! Waffle took too long, and look at where the spike is! It's going to be so frustrating to try and get that. But we do have the TPs on the Omen, so it is possible. But this swing is very, very scary. Doesn't even need the TP. Hops up on the boxes and gets to the spike. Swing comes through. Finds the kill. Monkey style now only has to eliminate 1 member of ONU. And the spike plant is going to make it a heck of a lot easier.
Empress also available on the Monkey style side, but like people won't need it. Just used to watch the person coming in through B main. At this point, are nice to just be able to smoke it out, but smoke a little bit too at the side, right down by stairs, and there's a light up as well. Monkey side with a triple to clutch out the round, and this is literally what we thought was gonna happen is happening, bro. It's
I said the momentum's gonna swing. It's gonna go back. It's 3 rounds and then momentum swings back. And now UNF looking to send us into half 6-6. But before we can even get to that, Monkey style with these beautiful headshots, not missing a beat. Top fragging across the entire lobby. That's what you expect your Reynas to be doing. Monkey style looking to use this Empress in the final round here to cement a tie for the Ospreys. But ONU, they got the Bladestorm and they have their Omen teleport as well available to them.
Also,
look how quick they're going on the site, Ravish.
Yeah, there's a lockdown too, but Chromium is also 1 away from the Rolling Thunder as well. So getting 1 pick would be absolutely huge from him. He's all the way to the other side. So look for him to possibly push out, get the Ultra B main coming at the back as the lockdown expires. They're now holding all on site. Cam peeks in. They have all the angles covered. Snake is coming in. Empress.
Woohoo! Give me those.
Sheesh! Why are you peeking?
Oh, I do damage, saving them from disaster. But that's going to be Matsusama actually waiting. Didn't get hit by the Breach Ultimate. Thing in Hell going to take the damage. Going to take 1, but I do damage. Waiting perfectly in the smoke. Swings at the right time. And just like that, the Ospreys even us up. And we're going into halftime 6-6.
I can never count literally any of these teams out, bro. It does not matter if they have full side control, because it could be an aggressive peak, it could be a clutch retake, it could be some wild shot and swing that comes in all the way at the side, or just somebody unfortunately winning out on an entire clip battle. The ONU and UNF, these teams are absolutely so deadlocked between the skill ranking and overall how they place between leaders as well. It is such a tough call to be able to give the advantage, even just as you go round by round here, Beanies. Now, with this, I usually say that, you know, if you want to make a statement going into the next thing, get the advantage going into the second half when your next 2 pistols. But I don't even know which team is going to do that. I can't call that, unfortunately.
Well, fortunately for us, we just need to react to what they're doing, and Snake giving us a lot to think about right there. A dash onto site, followed by the Frenzy elimination. Going to be getting the early first blood for the ONU squad, who strike very quickly onto the site. UNF going to respond with a kill onto Monkey style as well, but the ONU firmly in control of the site as the spike goes down in this pistol round. Lurking on the site, gonna find 1, possibly drops down. Spoopy gonna try and peek, gets taken down by Matsusama, giving us an even trade. 3 for 3 now. It's gonna be left up to the skill of the kills, and who can get them, who can find them faster. 1 for 1's coming out across the board, but Secrets, the last one to play peekaboo, gets the kill for ONU, and that's gonna be yet another pistol round going over to the ONU squad.
Thank you, matches, yet again. Now, ONU on this side, be able to come out with what I believe they got the first 2 rounds as well. in their favor.
They
Right?
got the
But
first 3 rounds in the game.
you're right. Yeah. So now with this pistol yet again looking in the control with them on the attack, they're gonna go for bit bit of a buy,
Secrets.
right? Like not necessarily like super much. I did see what I thought was a Guardian right at the beginning, but it switches over to the Spectre. But
Yep.
I respected the intent, but so far like
Did you
spot out
respect
much.
her,
They're
the
gonna
attempt?
move through mid. I'm done. Okay.
And look at that. The Spectre picks up a kill just in the nick of time as well. Knights also lighting up the kill feed. So ONU, excuse me, going to be taking down UNF very quickly. It's so surgical right here, Ravish. They're getting kill after kill, one after another. But you could also say for UNF, they're just peeking single targets one after another, giving over these kills to the ONU squad.
Waffle has a shorty, so I can't imagine he's able to do much with it. And yeah, there we go. So now on the side of ONU, right, you take the 8-6 lead, but now comes the real challenge. On the side of UNF especially. Considering it's not full buys, technically at least for UNF for ONU, they should be able to respond with the Spectres. If they are able to do so, they'll force UNF back into a very tough position to call and back onto a safe. So if ONU wants this round and wants this map, this really is where it all starts. Okay, so if you look at the positioning, a lot of the Killjoy utility set up onto B, but ONU opting for mid control. Dart spots out 2, I believe. So they know at least they're pushing in through market. Cam all the way back through pizza. Yeah, and sees this entire push. The question: how does it respond? Look at monkey style beanies.
That's the spike! That's the spike! That's the spike! He got the spike! That's so huge for the defense right now. They have control of the spike in mid. The Empress instantly popped right there by monkey style. And now ONU just had this entire round flipped on their head just because their breach was lagging behind by barely a couple steps.
That's happened twice now so far within this game. The piece that the back immediately gets secreted. Actually, I don't believe actually spotted the jet coming through trees either too, but he's peeking and trying to possibly catch any lurkers coming in through B main. But look at this stuff. This is what I wanted to see previously out of UNF, right?
Oh my gosh.
Controlled gameplay across the board as they get to triple. You could possibly get the ace too. Considering if they would find almost all of them. Oh, but no, Knights has denied that. And it is just Spoopy left.
Turret down.
Yeah, and Spoopy now gonna try and play hero, but can only do so much with that Spectre. And while it was a bonus round for the ONU squad, UNF comes out on top. 4 members left alive as well. So Monkey Style is going to come into this with light armor, but honestly, having light armor on Arena isn't the end of the world. You can just survive. If you can survive that first trade, you essentially gain armor from where you started in the round.
Only so long though, but Snake as well. Picking of the Stinger, which weapon you don't see very common nowadays, especially since it got sit super hard. But
I
has the
still have a
knives,
place in my heart for it.
honestly. I'm glad it was gutted. I'm glad it was taken out of the game. It was such a disgusting weapon that was unnecessarily strong. If we're being real, like you see the trading planes passing each other in the night, so he definitely knows that at least one is all the way back to their spawn. And get it every way is also popped, so they know the knives are here not to play. But will it be deadly, or will it just be acupuncture? Is the question.
Gonna have that question answered very shortly here. But Omens, look at that, trading smokes right there, and then trading paranoias as well. UNF is actually going to be the ones left on top of this exchange of cooldowns. I Do Damage getting 2 kills before being traded out, but Chromium also trading out some kills of their own. Eventually, though, as the spike goes down, UNF is in control of the numbers game. But that's a big kill right there. Cam, though, responds in tow, giving them the numbers advantage, the peekers advantage, and it's going to be a diffuse spike for the defense. And, of course, did you expect anything else, folks? Another tie score.
No, I didn't. I've stopped actually hoping that one team's possibly takes a swing here, beanies. I'm flabbergasted every single time. You would think that it would sort of catch you off by surprise, but no, it just doesn't anymore. Like I look at this and I think, yeah, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. ONU come up with a strong 2-0 lead, right? Be able to get advantage, have the econ, but suddenly UNF on the other end, able to respond with their guns, and now they're 2 rounds up. It's as though the momentum clock is constantly switching and trading hands every few rounds or so. So I imagine we're going to go to overtime again. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to call it right here. I'm
call
sure
your shot
we
early.
will. Exactly, bro. It just makes sense to me at this point. But I was actually Monkey Style actually be not doing too hard in terms of the economic side. No, I was lying. He just switched over because I was like, did he actually buy it? Not able to buy anything at all? That would have sucked for him. But he's doing okay.
Ooh.
As I believe we have another small tech pause by Snake.
Yeah, this time it's a tactical pause. I believe Snake from ONU called the tac pause here. So after losing those 2 rounds, ONU decides to call in a tactical pause, probably to, I guess, say exactly what we said earlier, what we've been saying time and time again, that this is an even matchup. So it's really going to depend on these small mistakes that you make or don't make, because we see Monkey Style essentially given the keys and solo carrying for this team right now. The rest of UNF are essentially enabling this Reyna, and ONU need to target that, need to take advantage of that and exploit it, and they need to try and find Monkey Style in a bad spot.
Because you see a Monkey Style as well, right? He is playing the flanker because you see more often than not, which is why he's able to swing the advantage back in UNF's favor previously. And ONU, unfortunately, just with these stragglers, I want to see them move a lot more together as a team. If they are to respond to all the firepower that UNF is able to bring out, as attack pause is gone, look out for the Rolling Thunder to come out this round to open it up, to possibly for them to take the site back or to respond to any early onset aggression. UNF, and there it is. The open at the B side should be able to move in. Oras not touched.
Oh my gosh!
But immediately 2 go down.
Yeah, look at that. The tactical pause was exactly what ONU needed. Coming out firing on all cylinders. Snake gonna get a kill on the I do damage, giving ONU the control of the site, the spike, and possibly the round here. With only 1 member left up against the 4 of ONU. Mashu-sama is going to have to be more than just a Herculean effort to pull this one out, and Knight's not going to give him a chance to do much of anything. ONU breaks this tie.
We said it. The momentum pendulum consistently goes back and forth between these 2 teams, and the tag pause honestly just could have been for them to just get a little bit more momentum back on their side, right? But this is what we were saying before. Aggressive pushes, playing as a 5-man, and being able to respond to the firepower that you was able to break out, and at least winning out on these trades, which is what ONU still were not doing before. But now with them coming to a 9-8, slowly leaving across the board in terms of econ, knives already popped on the UNF side. So we'll see how they possibly could use it. Monkey Style pushes in. There's one person there behind boxes that gets caught out. Nice. Punishing Monkey Style for the very aggressive push and starting the round off hot for ONU.
And that's really going to put a monkey wrench in UNF's plans, because they don't have their top fragger, and they're going to be left with just the 4 members that I just mentioned are part of a supporting cast so far in this game. And they need to step up and take center stage here in this, 18th round. As the offense is not playing around here, and they are going to be setting their sights on B. This Killjoy gonna turn, not gonna find anyone home there, because Snake is gonna knock their lights out. But look at this, Snake getting dropped to 15 HP by the UNF Sova. Just not enough to get the kill. Spike goes down.
Now they're stuck in a 3v5. This is an extremely precarious position for them as look at this, Knights. Look down into mid, gets spot out though. Fortunately, not able to punish them, but does at least now know where they're coming from. Again, like you mentioned, 3v4, not impossible. 1 super low. Consider they have a breach on their side, the Killjoy and the Jet. Dude, they're very, very starting with the respond to aggression.
Oh my gosh!
To bring on, and with 1 dying already here, Beanies, they're just gonna get gone down. Yep.
UNF getting dropped right there by ONU. That's gonna be the 10th round under ONU's belt. So now, as the replay comes through, look at Secrets. The pre-fire works to perfection. And then this time, that's just aim and spray control, my friends, as Secrets whips out a 3K to finish out the round. Beautifully done there by the Silva from ONU. And I want to say ONU's looking good, but Ravish, history tells us one thing. And it's once you have 2 rounds under your belt, that pendulum's going to start swinging the other way.
And we'll see exactly that's what happens, right? Yet again, same setup on the side of UNF with all the Killjoy anchoring down on B site and 3 playing on A this time, so they can really give a mid control. So we're looking to peek and I'll do back near spawn. It doesn't spot anybody, so no. Are they coming out through there? Pay attention to that alarm button as well. There's actually a pizza in an interesting position and a really good lineup. Tags of Chromium nonetheless, but I don't have to necessarily kill him, but he definitely felt that one. It stings a little bit.
Hey, he can be headshot by a Phantom now, you know? That little bit of damage could prove to be useful depending on how this round plays out. So a very nice lineup there. And that's going to be ONU.
Turret down.
Slowly moving up through mid. Maybe heading towards market. Gets sniffed out by some Killjoy utility, though. And then the Sova arrow follows up as well. So that's going to be throwing a little bit of a... dare I say it again, monkey wrench in their plans. Sorry, I'll stop after that one. It's actually going to be a choice to A site here, but Mashu has to be patient. Can't overstep. Gets peeked. Throws themselves right into death's grasp. Mashu-sama throwing away their life, but Monkey Style finds a kill. Does not get the heal off. Has to try and escape as fast as possible, but just like that, at the drop of a hat, 3 kills going over to the UNF side, and Northern Florida is poised to retake this site against the Ohio squad. And Knights, one of the 2 remaining, under hell, gonna get the Lear thrown out, takes down one, Cam responds with another, tries to find the spray and pray, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it, Knights makes it happen, and that's ONU taking the 11th round for themselves.
Okay. All right. For a second, I was thinking, all right, there we go. Here we go again, right? Da-da-da-da. But no, suddenly they actually have to find the killers who Nice even through the Lear peeking in. They were barely able to spot the Reyna going down one after another. And I think that right there is what you definitely don't want to happen, especially in a retake position. Yep. Honestly, they should have been coming in one after, like just all at the same time, spraying whatever they could. Like you mentioned, you cannot give these 1v1s, these 2v1s over to one side of possibly in the clutch. And now, Ohio squad, like you said, poised to be able to take the game 1 away. And they continue to push big recon bolt and see them going in onto the site already. They've had a really hard time retaking B. Before here, Venus will be able to do it again. I do damage stuck back in spawn.
ID Damage going to be trying to keep flank duty in their possession. The spike is never planted. Secrets is going to trade Hunter's Fury kills with UNF Silva, but this is massive. Monkey Style gets a kill immediately, pops the Empress. And now what looked like a crucial round for UNF to win is going in their favor, but ONU rubber banding this aggression right there, sending it right back. Knights getting 2 kills, spraying through the smoke, cannot find the Reyna as the Empress is looking to secure these kills, secure the orbs, gets a reset. And now only 1 member stands in the way, but this 1 member is ready to take it. And what are you doing? What were you doing? Monk.
He looks away on the other side. They needed to push as 1. We said this before. That's 2 rounds in a row for Ohio. The 4 in total. The Florida squad. They need to be able to push together. They need to come in as 1. The round was in their favor. The site was there. There's only 1 person left at the back. If they peek him, if they don't give them those 1v1s, it's theirs. And now Ohio, poised to take us to round number 3 here, beatings.
Oh, man.
Spike dropped.
It's not over yet. But man, is it hard for UNF to come back in this. They don't have very healthy economies. Monkey Style got the AR, but only a half armor buy. And look at that. The lockdown's going to come through. Killjoy has chosen the site, and this is no fake, everybody. You can see the numbers, but the defense, they're vastly outnumbered right here. I don't know if they can afford to wait for their remaining members because the pushes are coming through now, and none of the shots are landing. UNF is falling apart at the seams. ONU is able to get 3 eliminations before the spike even goes down here, Ravish.
Off of some hero plays here, Beanies, by a couple of the members. Just off some better shots and just the... I don't know if it was just a failure of miscommunication or just them fortunately just whiffing, right? Actually able to clutch it out. Responding locked on the pen. It was only Waffle alive, was broken by, and a flawless will seal the deal. ONU get the momentum pendulum on their side as we're going to split. Sorry, bind.
Oh yeah, we are going to bind, baby. Split was banned out, and I am a happy man for that because bind is where I love to see these matches settled, folks. It's been a tough one to say the least. My heart has not been able to handle these back and forths, but towards the end of that game, we saw a breaking of the momentum, so to speak, and it really just stayed in control of Ohio Northern University. And it's strange to see these kind of mistakes coming out from UNF where they look so polished in game one and even in the early parts of this game. But as you were saying on broadcast, Ravish, we saw UNF making these crucial team errors, communication errors, swinging just too early, not using the numbers advantage. And 2 separate rounds, they pay the price for it.
Those 2 rounds could have easily been used to tie up the score and possibly be able to swing it back into their favor or go over to overtime. But this time they will not be so lucky. With that being said, we're going to cut it to a very short break. And when we come back, we'll have the final map for you in these 2 teams. Stick around.
way do we go? Is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach. Into the infinite that we must reach.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's game 3 time. We've had a chance to see 2 separate games go quite the distance between these squads as UNF and ONU have battled it out on not only Icebox. Sorry, I blanked. I was like, what's that map again? Icebox. But they battled it out on Ascent and Ravish. We're about to see them take it to bind for this game 3.
Instead of the games have been so back and forth, I think more forth and back to right at the end, right? Because you saw the UNF squad unfortunately falling to just some small little mistakes that could have definitely been preventable and possibly allowed them to take that win, giving them 2-0 and getting their revenge on this ONU squad. But now, this is both 1-1. It is considerably anybody's game, and with how back and forth this pendulum swings, it has momentum between both these teams. Like I said before here, BDs, right? I'm not ready to call it for any team until I see that 12 go up to a 13. Until then, anybody could win this game. But before that, some things I want to see going into bind. Number one, not Killjoy. Killjoy, although a solid agent, one of the main things, right? Where do you really put her lockdown? It's true. It sucks, unfortunately. Sure.
Say it like it is, King.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. I much prefer just a cipher on bind as well. It's a lot better. Cipher cages are a lot better setup too, and plus neural theft really helps you read a lot better than rotations. I'm a big fan of that ultimate, considering how much information it gives. But if you want to opt for the Killjoy battle beans, good luck placing lockdown anywhere at all. On the other end as well, right? I want to see a bit of change of the duelists. I think Jets will get here too. The Phoenix, I think this is where you can really excel, and Raze is a must. If you're not playing Raze on bind, you are genuinely, like I said it before, you're trolling, bro. It's just this is her best map possible. This is where she was. This is where she was like born. So you have to be able to do something. But
I feel like that famous clip from the devs versus streamers game of Raze getting that 5K happened on bind, I want to say. Yeah. Which is just like icing. I want to say it was bind, maybe it was Haven, but that was just flashbacks to when the devs were showing off exactly how much better they were at this game. And that was almost a year ago, to put things in perspective, if not a full year ago, which is kind of crazy to think about how long we've had Valorant for. But sorry to cut you off there, Ravish.
I was just saying, I remember that's also when we came up with the term U-Haul as well, which is where they call hookah. Sorry, not hookah, lamps.
Lamps.
Which is the funniest part. I never really figured out why they called it that, but it was funny. But besides that point,
I call it U-Haul naturally, and it confuses people in pubs, honestly.
What, bro? What? That's something to figure out, man. But as we hop on over onto the agent select screen already, thank you. Some of my dreams are coming through. The Cypher, the Raze, the Jet, other optimal things definitely you should try to have. The Sova, Either one of Brim or Omen can definitely work on this. Yes, and it's a. Okay, so why do we look at it too? I don't mind the Reyna. I've seen it be used before. I just think she's like considering which is the two layers, there's so much you can do. I prefer having the Phoenix on this too because you can clear sites a lot easier. But I also don't mind Reyna here because of Lear in general, super duper strong when you're entering sites. But now it depends what the final pick is going to be between UNF and ONU. Viper is also a big option. I would like her here, but you have to be able to know her lines for the walls. As I don't.
And Cam is the one who played her on Icebox, and Cam's already locked in at Silva, so I don't think we'll be seeing anybody else with that Viper, unfortunately, my friend. I know you wanted that to come out, but Monkey Style, off the back of a very good individual performance for a team loss, is going to keep with that Reyna. And as you said, Raze must pick on this map, both teams getting that same exact memo here. But ONU going for that comfort in the Killjoy, Ravish. And as you said, you do have your issues with the ultimate placement on this map for Killjoy, so we'll have to see what Chromium has in their back pocket for this pick.
Yeah, it's not as though it's bad by any means. It's just it's very easy to find and figure it out, especially if you're able to win a trade when just depending on where it's placed. Because like on B side, you could probably place it by elbow, if you're looking to control it, or especially for a retake or for initial take, or you could try to place the hookah. But either one of those, if anyone peeks in, if you have a Heartless Fury, if you're able to enter onto the site and find somebody caught off guard, you can just take it out. It is just that easy, unfortunately. On A site, you could probably put it back in the spawn your connector there, maybe having a raised grenade or anything else, like it could be over from there at that point. But we'll see which of these teams take. It's 1-1 on both of these sides. Which way would the pendulum swing, BDs?
Well, history does lend itself to the ONU squad and pistol round, so we'll have to see if that does stay true this time around. Knights, though, taking some early damage there, throwing the paint caster. Does get Cam. How does that happen, actually? But then the return fire is going to be massive there, evening out the odds. Or UNF's offense, or excuse me, is UNF's offense. I spoke there.
One enemy remaining.
As the spike is not going to be able to go down just yet. I do damage, never finishing the plant. ONU, yet again, taking a pistol round.
This means nothing. Honestly, it's because if we're being genuinely straight up, ONU probably win the next pistol round. Like that's what's going to happen, and then UNF get guns. That's exactly what happened in the previous game. UNF get guns and they bring it all the way back. And that's 2-2. They might get a 4 if they're able to win out on a couple of these gunfights. And then after those 4, what might happen is that ONU take 2 back and it's 4-4 again. Quote me on this.
You heard it, stream. Quote them on it. I want to see the clips. When this prophecy comes true, Ravish, I will have the utmost respect for you. I want you to know
Thank
that.
you.
Knights and Co. hovering around this A short. It's going to be actually pushed by the offense. They don't see Spoopy. Spoopy going to be popping out from behind saying peekaboo. Taking down one, taking down a second, taking down a third. Spoopy. Going to be mopping it up for the kill feed. Waffle, the last member standing here on the Cypher, going to be trying to make some magic happen, but unfortunately, my friend, your hat doesn't have any rabbits in it, so that's going to be a second ONU round victory.
No magic tricks today being able to happen. But yeah, Spoopy holding out a super aggressive angle up against his class. He's easily able to win that out, right? And so far, the prophecy remains true, Beanies. But now ONU are at a disadvantage in terms of firepower. So naturally, what does this mean? UNF can respond aggressively. And they might be able to get 2 here, more than likely. As they look for a back and forth, these plays, they have light shields too for most of them. Which a couple of them actually did buy a little bit in the previous round. Now, with the way we're looking at it, UNF, they're playing more split than usual, We hear the TPs come out, so we know the way is coming through mid is coming through back as well.
Ooh.
Being focused on, I see Machusama gets peeked in. He wasn't expecting it. Moving over to A.
Monkey style, getting incredibly aggressive there. And Knights actually boosting into their face, gonna take him down. So now UNF, after having a chance to get their first gun round, are already down 2 members to the ONU bonus. This is ONU with Spectres, with second round purchases. Oh, and Cam hesitates. Spoopy plays it so well, picks up a second kill. Spoopy is showing up massively at the start of this game 3. And even though they end up giving up their life, it's all for the trade kill. And ONU, yet again, get the defuse off.
Okay, so maybe I was wrong.
But it looked good. It looked good at the start. It looked good, bro.
Yeah, it looked really good. But considering they took some really aggressive peeks to the side of UNF, which formed some question marks, pings the back of my mind here, Beanies, as to why that's possibly allowed to happen. And now ONU have a 3-0 lead and a forced UNF on the save as well. That means they will likely get the 4th too. Also, will be have Showstopper and 1 more kill as well, so 1 more point for the Knights. So possibly 1 point if she possibly pushes that showers, could easily pick that one up. Considering where she positioned is likely poised to do exactly that. But Monkey Style is there. Managed to get a rifle out of it, gets spotted before reposition as it looked towards A short.
Secret's getting very aggressive here. Actually might run into the entire UNF squad. Don't make a sound. Oh, peeks, sees 1, takes him down, sees a second, cannot finish the kill. That is massive for UNF. That's going to be an assault rifle into the UNF hand. But Monkey Style not able to find the same kind of power we saw on Ascent. And when Arena doesn't find eliminations, she can't use half of her kit. And it makes it really difficult for her to find the value. So we'll have to see if that changes. But Spike is going to get planted yet again. The Waffle gives up their life in the process. And now Cam just being sprayed out from behind the box. Knights, though, going to secure the kill credit. And ONU dominating. If we're going to include the last game as well, I think ONU has won the last 4 or excuse me, the last 8 or 9 rounds overall.
Yeah. So now the pendulum is swinging in their favor, Beanies. This is the first time I've actually seen...
They took some tape and they just taped it up to their side. They did not let that pendulum swing back. That's all I'm going to say.
But the question is now, you have got to bring that heat to possibly get rid of all the stickiness of all that tape, right? Because I had to be able to do so. So I'm going to need to see some fire shots to loosen up. What's the thing on tape that makes it sticky? What's the thing is called? What's it called? Science something? I don't care. Well, I'll figure it out later on after the stream. What matters right now is Seeker supposed to peek. Seeker supposed to peek in. It goes in for the 2, gets spotted out by the dart. But unfortunately, the response with the grenade, the paints is at the back. There's 2 pushes again. So now Knights and Seekers are being picked to both sides. Showstopper out. That's a kill. He doesn't get it. Hooks him down to half though.
Oh, Knights doesn't control the spray there. Gets only 1. Had a chance to get Monkey, but not getting the Reyna could be crucial for the remainder of this round. But Mashusama going to be the one actually breaking it open here for UNF, who are looking to get their first round on the board. Excuse me. A Waffle going to be lending a hand, smoking out, or I should say caging out CT. And that's going to be a spike planted for UNF.
Elbow spots it, peeks him, and although it was a little shots down too, a little bit back and forth. There's 2 there, nice double peek. Left on 3 health. Stays like peeking at the back spots wider than Monkey Style. Gets the 3K as UNF get their first of the game. And if the Showstopper lands it as well, from Knights too, the round goes very, very different. But unfortunately, because the nerf that splash damage also very long ago, round does go under the favor. Later does a random paranoia rings true for themselves. So and UNF might not have gotten that 3K, but now They're now poised, position themselves back into the game, saving themselves have to go onto a very large economic deficit. A Snake is putting himself with the op as well. We'll see if he's able to get his shots, let his shots land this time. So he's where he's positioned. This is the most common spot for most operas, especially for Jets too. We see
what
he did. Okay, decides not to flick a little bit. Maybe we don't want to give away the news off.
A merciful God. Snake actually came and hit the shot, just dashes away. Call it mercy, call it bad aim, whatever you want to say. Hopefully Snake find it. Oh, Snake took a headshot, I think, through the wall. Maybe just had to be a headshot. I think only one shot came through. But still,
yeah.
Whew, that's a lot off the op.
And now Snake in a bit more of a precarious position too. The way he's he's poised to be looking around the offside, because considering he has to play a lot further back and behind cover, spotted any sort of potential pushes as the one comes in already onto the B site. They smoke on both corners, except still we see the CT still very much open. Spike's not down yet, as it is now planted on Fury though.
Spike down B. 30
Ooh,
seconds left.
doesn't find any kills with the Hunter's Fury, but it still does a great job at zoning the enemy. And remember, folks, that spike is still not planted. Beautiful job by the defense, rubber banding this aggression, and now returning it tenfold, sending out one shock arrow. Secrets getting 2 kills. That's going to be ONU getting their 5th round.
ONU still managed to maintain that 4-round lead, right? The most consistent lead we've seen just in the entire game as of right now, considering. And the most definitive one at best, because so far at this point of the round, you would have seen the UNF bring 2 running back, and then maybe a bit of back and forth happen, but it would have ended up in a tie, going to like a 7-5 half, or even a 6-6. UNF yet again on the save.
They have 4 ultimates, Ravish, but I hope they don't use them on the save like this. You never know what could happen, though. I mean, if they get a kill or 2 to swing in their favor, then, go nuts, kids. But until that happens, have a little restraint. Mashisama going to be stepping up to the plate, taking the Hunter's Fury head on. Not going to actually take any damage from it. Cam getting 1 kill with their own. Snake, though, holding this angle. We'll have to see if they can hit the shot. Snake has been lacking with this operator so far, leaving something to be desired. As the Killjoy lockdown comes down, gonna stop any sort of aggression. But it came down a little early, so no kills, no real penalty going over to UNF. Just have to wait it out. Now that it's gone, the defense only has 2 members to share to a site. And there's gonna be ultimate number 1 used here, folks. It's gonna be a rocket coming out. Mashisama can find the trade kill at least. Snake still missing the operator shots. Cam gonna take down the Jet from ONU. And Monkey Style following up with a kill as well. Secrets, 36 HP and a dream here, folks. Not much working with the Sova from ONU. Nobody watching this angle. So maybe you can get a kill or 2. And you gotta get that Reyna. Reyna swings, takes some shots, a little too aggressive, pulls out the gun, takes down 1, cannot find a second. UNF gets their 2nd round on the board.
Sleepy needed to get that final shot on the op. If they wanted to stop the plant, 1, 2, maintain the man advantage, and 3, hold on control of the site. Like I said before, sorry, Snake, yeah. But, because like I said before, if you are to be able to pick up an op, just the mere sound of it to exert so much pressure, it forces people to play that much more carefully. But if it gets punished, if it gets pushed back, and if it's forced to reposition, and unfortunately lose a lot of the control on the site, you have to be given up there at the end. It does get the shot back, and Snake gets 1 on the board. That's what we want to see.
There we go. And hopefully that starts a chain of events for this. Very good choice there. I love the things you can do with the Sova drone, like setting off Cypher traps. Also, just because I want to say this, I have a chance now. Yoru footsteps do set off Cypher traps. So if you ever play Yoru in your games, use the footsteps to set off Cypher traps. Now back to the agents at hand. We got ONU still playing around this A site predominantly. They have an aggressive B site hold as Secrets brings the fight to Waffle over there in B long and makes it out alive. But look at Hookah. Oh, Mashu-sama misses a shot.
First time I've seen a
Footstep
raise
heard.
with it, but first I've seen it recently. He knows he's up against 3 here, Beaties, and
30 seconds left.
But here we go. Right, they're used to go on to site. 6 seconds left to go. Mashu-sama gets 1. That's up down.
Oh, that's a big kill there, taking down the operator. Hunter's Fury is going to come out as well from ONU. That's the Reina with the Empress eliminated, and now Knights hopefully going to find this final kill. But that teleport is literally read like a children's book for Secrets, who picks off the final member of UNF, and ONU gets their 6th round.
Moral of the story, you die. Fortunately, Spike's round, and you are continue at a disadvantage.
That's a rough children's book there, Ravish.
Right, yeah, dark one at that, definitely. I wonder who wrote
Children's
that
books in
book.
2021, am I right? Yeesh.
Honestly, bro, I remember definitely one of my favorite memes of this of 2020 2021 is like, I kind of feel bad for kids who were like, you know, like 14 15 growing up, and it's like, yo, like, can I stop living through so many like historical events that shape our day-to-day timeline? It's kind of crazy, but right now, Snake, let's take some more hits the shot, but unfortunately will not be changing history for those.
Oh no, Snake actually hits a perfect field goal between the uprights with that op shot, but there's gonna hit the marker, takes down Mashu-sama. UNF actually out of nowhere have lost 3/5 of their team. Secrets playing with their opponent now is gonna be doing a little bit of dancing in the rain, trying to avoid those bullets.
One enemy
But
remaining.
Cam, the last member alive here, everyone knows where he is thanks to Secrets playing bait, and that's going to be the 7th round for ONU. And wow, Ravish, this is the first game we're not going into a half 6-6.
Absolutely insane. 7-2 so far. We're not even in the half yet, like you mentioned, right? But as of right now, the ONU have had such a stronghold in this game. Even those 2 rounds that were given up to could have definitely been in their favor. This could have easily been almost like a 9-0 at this point, right? Looking a little bit like the previous series, and the UNF a bit out of sorts, comfortable on certain maps, but on Bind, definitely a bit back and forth performance so far. But so much was betrayed as they pass like planes the night. They'll spot it and give us so much information. Trades 1 for 1 down B long, but they know there's 3 there.
Knights getting a nice shot there onto their clone, actually. Defense, yet again, with an advantage. But the TPs have come through. You can see the spike moving up. Showers. Spoopy having a little trouble. We didn't see that first half. We just saw the kill coming through, I swear. Spoopy getting the elimination. Now, you can see that's going to be a risky raise. Getting 1 kill, trading out their life. But that's exactly what matters. Because now I Do Damage is stuck in a 1 versus 2, and it is possible. Because look at how spread out the defense is. This is 2 separate 1v1s right now. This is exactly how you want your clutch to go. And there's no eyes on the spike, Ravish.
30
This
seconds
Jet
left.
is just watching down long, expecting a push from CT. But I Do Damage.
She must have seen or heard the spike go down, or even the smoke either as well. And so when Brady makes his way in, takes a TP, goes out, and now she definitely hears that. 40 seconds.
Yeah, but there was no door sound.
For the player, spots him.
That's a big spot right there. Secrets, though, lying in wait, hunting their prey. That's the 8th round for ONU.
ONU poised to make it a 10-2 half here, Beanies. And if that is so, then if going into the next, if ONU can get the first 2 pistols, this could be a game. This would be the fastest map that we've had this entire day, which is the craziest part. But now, the way we're looking at it, right? ONU, I believe. No, I thought we were at a pause, but no, we're just stuck reading Ashraf. That's why it's called lamps. But I wonder why it's called U-Haul. Like, I understand why it's called lamps, but why is it called U-Haul, producers? Educate me there.
I'm guessing the truck looks like a U-Haul truck? Or maybe it looks like the Fortnite Chug Jug? I don't know.
Man, if I'll be honest, Beanies, I would chug jug with you any day, brother.
Oh my god, look at this. That is the highest of compliments, and Snake having to get real high to get out of harm's way there. Takes a little bit of a shot, though, so maybe waited too long. Secrets! Ooh, making us dance a little bit there, but does take down I do damage. And now crouching to stay out of Mashu-sama's LOS, line of sight. Knights, though, taking down Monkey style, and this Reina is not what she was on Ascent. Mashu-sama going to get baited into the line of sight of Chromium, who reads that, takes him down,
Standing.
and with one member left standing on this eco for UNF, it's very much looking like a 9-2 score. Ooh, but Cam's going to make him work for it right there. A nice headshot onto Knights. Now this Sova left alone, gonna get hit with one shock arrow, hit with a paranoia. Everything's being thrown at this poor person as Cam does take down the second. Can't find another, but whoo, Ravish, that was getting a little scary, not gonna lie.
Last round before the switch.
As I was just informed by our producers that it's because it's a U-shaped hall. No, it's not. Okay, like
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
if
there's like a U. Do you see the cubby cutout? That's like a U.
I mean, sure, but I don't buy it.
Or like there's a
necessarily.
U
I
also
get that.
inside of lamps. If you look on the mini map, that's a U where Omen is.
Oh, that's you. Oh, see, that would make some more sense. Thank you, B. Thank you, producers. I've been educated thoroughly.
I'm glad we figured this out together. That we grew as humans tonight. You know, that's beautiful.
Yes, we did. Secret's now looking a little bit scared, shrinking down because of the paranoia in his face, but they're able to make their way onto side. They get what Snake actually peeks out.
Oh,
and
no,
pops
Mash!
the knives instead. And puts the showstopper into his face. Doesn't die from it either, but they at least make their way onto site here, being his lockdown there as well.
Oh, the spike doesn't go down. A nice little kill as the lockdown is preserved. The spike still gets planted, but that means Mashu-sama gives up their life. And that overall is actually going to swing into ONU. Actually, no, excuse me, I spoke too soon. That's an even 2 for 2 now. ONU getting a few kills there. Chromium, though, sniffing out Waffle, reads their location. And with this last member sitting in garden, Cam, holding long, but nobody is there. Cam's going to swing out, steps forward, gets shot.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the half going in favor of ONU at a 10-2 score.
Cam there, honestly, Cam there too could have definitely shot. He knew what the spike was, and even though he was in the smoke, he saw nobody there. So just put in a couple of pre-fires would at least would have made it a 1-for-1. And actually, there, I do damage. I do damage, and there, Spoopy would have actually been the one. Would have been at a much more precarious position, considering he were to smoke out trees first after that, and then possibly, which I don't think any of the smokes had actually returned back to him too. So Cam was in a much more advantageous spot going into it. Should have just could have definitely swung the ground his way, possibly making the 9-3 half. But now 10-2, double digits for ONU. So these next two pistols are going to count for everything. Honestly, minis.
And if history has anything to do about it, or to say about it, ONU is going to be taking this one as well. But let's not speak too soon, or I shouldn't say we, mostly me. Because UNF, they could pull the same exact thing off here. Oh, no, Secret's making it a little bit harder right there. Cam gets a headshot, but it felt like a gut punch to me looking at that one fall. And the shock arrow's coming through. No damage dealt. Ooh, monkey style. Getting a nice shot. Finds the angle to get the heal off, but actually, the heal is stopped by Spoopy. Nicely done. Putting Reina stuck at this 40 HP marker. Mashu-sama, though, going to be helping get one kill, and that Reina change is being felt to full effect right there. The assist is exactly what she needed, but Chromium is dancing, is jumping around, is somehow still alive. Playing a little
Right
do-si-do
click
on the
isn't good
point.
anymore. Just shoot.
Just shoot! No, he doesn't! Why'd you exit the fight?
Why'd you? No! Why are you turning your back?
What are you doing?
Oh, you can't right click from that far anymore. Unfortunately, it was nerfed. It has to be close by. It's like shorty range. Unfortunately, he's peeking it back and forth, turns his back to the enemy. Why?
Why?
That was painful.
Yeah, that was a tough one to watch, but you know.
But let's move on forward and focus on the brighter side.
Exactly.
Right?
UNF gets the first round of the half.
Exactly. They get their first round, third round of the entire game. Right. They have the eco advantage going into it, but I don't think ONU was gonna back down.
Triggered.
Oh, ONU just going off of Knights. Look at what Knights did! Peekaboo! Oh my god, Knights literally just pincered in on Waffle. And that's going to be a Spectre in the hands of ONU. And look at this! ONU just books it over the B site. They're playing this round so
Judge
well. Mashu-sama with the judge. Mashu-sama with the judge.
Down B.
Makes it the back gets two. That's spiked out already. They weren't even clearing him out because they gave it two 1v1s. Mashu-sama with the 3K, the grenade going in the favor. Knights get one back, but he's super duper low. Has the grenade in his hand as well. He's going to make some sort of massive hero play, but gets tagged as well. He's in so much trouble. Goes for a little bit of the ring around, but doesn't spot anybody coming after him. There's one hookah, one on site. Judge down, but
30 seconds left.
ONU in such a tough spot.
Cam holding one line of sight, but he swings at the perfect time, takes down Knights, and UNF opening up their defense with 2 straight round wins.
We said it too. These next 2 rounds are going to count for everything, and honestly, and for UNF as right now, that's survival. That's being able to at least put up a fight up against ONU, considering the dominant half they just had. UNF too, we know.
But look at the Eco Ravish.
You're right. Yeah, it's still pretty much rifles across the board. Everybody's went ahead and bought. It's not even any sort of necessarily disadvantage on either side.
It's just a massive round for both teams because whoever loses this round is really going to feel it next round. Heck, even if you win it and it's messy, you're going to be feeling it next round. So both teams want to execute clean takes on the site, or in the case of UNF, clean retakes on the site. Snake. Hoping to bait that sound, I want to say. Hoping someone would peek showers hearing the ulti orb take him, but no such luck. Waffle just spraying and praying. And ONU.
There's a tripwire there too as well, Beanies. And
yeah, the tripwire does get sniffed out.
Gets taken out.
That's big. Chromium gonna take down Monkey Style. The Reyna's gone. That's massive. A big member of this defense is now eliminated. And Snake gonna get a kill. Dashes out to safety. Chromium also finding another one. That's gonna be 3 total kills before the spike goes down. And ONU have finally found their footing.
Side completely taken over in their favor. There's so much control in their hands, and I do damage. And the Sylvan, no, bro. They don't have a shot at taking this back, considering they don't have much of a smoke. A TP is really in their favor. There's so much they can do. So now, with Cam and I do damage, you're gonna watch this take down. They're gonna save the rifles going into the next, because like you mentioned, Beanies, right? And it's going to be a really desolate spot, but then also try to come back from. Are the possible to get any exit frags? It could be big as well. Spike takes down. They know it's theirs as they go to the TPs. ONU gonna go up 11-4 by the end of it. Rifles in everybody's hands. Poised to take us to 12.
Having this 11th round now is massive for ONU. We mentioned the economy hit you would be taking if you lost that round. Well, now look at the buys from UNF. They have a Bucky half armor, Spectre half armor, and it goes up from there, but it's not looking pretty as This is a crucial round for UNF. They need to take a W in this round. Otherwise, the next round, it's going to be tough. But before we get too big for our britches here, UNF has defense. They have the ability to hold lines of sight. They can try to utilize Peeker's advantage as much as they can. And maybe, just maybe, that Bucky can get a cheeky kill or two to turn an AR into the UNF's possession. I do damage throwing out smoke at a questionable time, gets swung by Snake, gets dropped, and that's going to be opening of the floodgates, I think. Because now it's going to be numbers advantage and gun advantage for ONU.
Rain is still on site onto A, right outside of hookah as well. But considering Spike is moving on over onto the B side, there's still a waffle there. So Jet hasn't moved onto the A side as of yet, but they really moved off, leaving A completely open. You should be able to see this Chromium moving back and forth. Reina holding a really aggressive side angle. Monkey style waiting if anybody possibly comes through. Hunter's pretty peek at the back. And he gets peeked in, and one more drops on both sides, leaving UNF with only 2. Actually go down on
look at
A,
this.
They're stuck in such a bad spot.
Oh, you could see on the picture-in-picture shot that Raze was getting real cheeky with her positioning. Nice Spoopy though, dancing back and forth and wins the Dotsy Do. Everybody knows that dirty dancing is the best way to do it. Snake finishing off the round, and ONU have themselves that series point.
You can see that I Do Damage had the time of his life. And he definitely owes it all to his gun. Here, Beanies. But now, 12-4. Match point for ONU. You can take this on 2-1. They could claim their stake, get the run back up against UNF. Although not as dominant as a victory that we saw before, but still a strong one. Watch this, I'm looking to open it up. The fadeaway at the back, but not able to get it. But Snake still dies on the other end. Spike still down the stuff in the back in the spawn with only just ghosts.
No more charges left.
That's a big kill, though. That means the Phantom goes over into the possession of the UNF Rays. Now the Empress will also be popped, trying to secure the round. Waffle can't find any shots onto Secrets. Monkey style, though, taking down Spoopy is going to be big. And now Knights and Secrets are going to try and carry this through, and they will have an opportunity. But the classic UNF, they have to rely on Raze. There's no wasting time here for Secrets, though. He books it over to this A site, not even stopping for the ulti orb. All that matters is getting the plant down fast enough. But look at the route that we're seeing come out from the UNF Raze. Look at the route coming out. It's going to be sneaky. I wonder if they can hear. It's going to be right now. They're going to be head on. This is going to be the series. No! Mashu-sama saves it for UNF and keeps them fighting with their 5th round on the board.
That could have swung, honestly, in either way to ONU. I respected the play for what he wanted to try to hold, and possibly just a little bit off-site. I mean, I think he probably could have held it down, and by U-Haul too, or right at the side, right outside of TP, because it would definitely have Pika's advantage if they came in through showers or through short. But still, respectable Braves in play, and now that's going to be ONU with a bit of a broken bye, right? It's looking at the economy across the board. It's looking a little bit rough here. Beanies, UNF forced them back, be able to get 3 rounds on the board, stay alive for so long as of right now. ONU, though, no ults on the board, just the showstopper. So you would have no boss, but showstopper and the lockdown on ONU's side. You could easily use that big site.
Oh!
What?
My gosh! Are they playing defense or offense right now, Ravish? I can't make sense of it because it's UNF just stepping up all the way up to Cubby there of A short and taking the fight to ONU and taking down 4 or 3 members of the offense. But the spike is still in their possession, so they have that working for them.
They kind of decided what they want to do as of right now is Killjoy looking for the smoke to dissipate to possibly peek in, get out of 1. But immediately as it goes on 2, knows that probably I Do damage is there, peeks around back and forth, spots nobody. But he was there, you just didn't see him. He was just, he was edge lording at the side. looking into a corner. Ice Spoopy left with the Phantom in his hand. He has all the Utah with him and Spike as well. But in a 1v4, ONU will actually have to opt in for the save going into the next round. I would actually prefer it if Ice Spoopy decides to save this round at least. So they have at least one AR going into the next, but they'll commit to it. They get spotted.
Oh, Spoopy's dropping dangerously low. And Mashusama's going to finish off the kill right there, getting UNF yet another round on the board and preserving their life in the best of 3.
UNF keep doing it. I was thinking here as well, like, are they actually going to be able to make it so that they come back like 10 rounds in a row they would have to do? But they keep doing it over and over again, as it seems, as I miscalculated a little bit, as previously that was the case. So now, for ONU to be full buys across the board. This is the previous kill that we saw right at the beginning, right? Monkey stopped picking out along with Mashusama to get the double right away and shut down the entire push. Holding that tight angle could be so very dangerous. So we see that UNF decided to change the strategy, go down B instead. But look at that recon dart spotting out 2, immediately coming down long. This trade will matter so much here.
Oh,
okay, they get both.
This is going to be the first big round we've seen in a while from ONU, but Waffle is going to respond in tow with 2 big kills of their own. ONU still able to be in the driver's seat, though, as the spike will soon go down, and UNF will have to retake with a disadvantage to preserve their life in the best of 3. And they're going to start with the Roomba bot. No such info to be found. Knight throwing out a paint canister, going to do some good damage right there as Mashusama takes down 1 but has only 48 HP remaining. The showstopper comes out, cannot find anyone to target. There's only 2 people left on the map for him to choose, and Mashusama cannot find a single one. Throws out, gets the splash damage on the Knight, but doesn't know that they hit them. 69 HP on Knight. And the Rays can't. Oh no, the Rays will find the kill, and that's going to be just Mashusama who has to go for the defuse. But they're playing against time. They're playing against Chromium, who pushes up, who takes him down, and that's going to be it for ONU. Chromium seals the deal and gets the 2-1 victory for ONU Valorant.
Whew. I gotta take a breath after that one, bro. That was so gay. That honestly could have gone either way, but Chromium choosing to hold off sight and him actually running past the grenade there too for the final little clutch, because the Rays knew had to commit, staying alive, making sure the grenade can ensure that they have to stall out with enough time. Really well played there by the guys from ONF, and also from also from Florida as well. It was back and forth, especially for the beginning 2 maps. But the third one, Ohio State looking dominant, beanies.
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. The ONU squad came out a little bit shaken from that game 1, you got to think, going down 0-1. But after the rest of the series came to fruition, we can see that ONU was calm, cool, collected, and overall the better team today. We're going to have a chance to talk to them after this break, so don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have an interview with our winning squad, ONU, after this.
down from the heights that we have built all by ourselves. And there is fear of the unknown, but we cannot lose control when we feel like the world is against us. We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the internet that we must reach. 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 Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing off our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for. Into the internet that we must reach. Into the internet that we must reach. Into the internet that we must reach. Into the internet that we must reach.
Swear nothing. And I
Welcome
believe
back,
we are.
everybody. Holy moly. Look at this view
Whoa.
right here. We have a whole. I didn't get to see this view before we
Whoa.
came in, guys. So this looks very pretty. But this is our victorious squad, the ONU team. And guys, I guess first and foremost, I want to ask coming into today, we mentioned you guys played this team previously, but that was what, 9 weeks ago, I think. So did you have a change in perception against this squad from UNF? And if so, what was it like?
I'd say we didn't underestimate them. We were feeling pretty confident coming in after beating Penn State last week. That was a big upset for us. So we knew that if we beat UNF tonight, we'd kind of make our way through the second split. So we've been messing around with some comps, but overall we came in confident against these guys.
All right, with we're looking at it right now, right? Which, by the way, like saw stuff tonight, I did want to ask you specifically. Explain to me your composition for Icebox. Like, I know y'all actually opted into the map as well. Like, the Asian picks. So why y'all decided to go with what you did?
Joe, you want to take this one?
I guess. So basically, we ran the same exact comp, except we used to have Killjoy in there. But then Chromium, he decided that he thought Sova would be better for info. So we decided to throw Sova in there. And we've been messing around with more comps, but we decided that we were more comfortable with the Sova option for today.
Fair enough. So it's, I mean, and because looking at it now, like, because you also opted into having no flashes, also going into the sites as well, which is, makes my heart palpitate, right? So, have y'all thought about possibly bringing a Sky into the composition or adapting around that, or no?
Yeah, we've messed around with some comps. We messed around with some Breach and some Sky. We've even played around with Viper on that map. But since we do have limited practice, since we're like full-time students, we decided just to go with our comfortable pick. So everybody picked the agents they're comfortable on to just slay out.
Fair enough. Venus?
I like how it was put, just slay out. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned you guys took down Penn State last week. You got a nice 2-1 again tonight. So looking ahead for the rest of Split 2, I want to know, what are your thoughts with your position in this group? Because recently, I feel like East Group 1 has kind of been thrown up into the air with Rutgers recently losing Best Student and then Penn State having a change in roster. So how do you guys feel like you fit into this group now?
You got it.
I don't think we were the highest seed coming into this second split, but that doesn't mean we weren't confident. We had a pretty close match against Rutgers last split, so we're coming for them this split for sure, them and Virginia Tech. So we're just going to keep messing around with our comps, keep practicing, and hopefully we'll be on the top of this split going into playoffs.
Love the mentality. Well, thank you guys for giving us a chance to talk to you. Before we send off stream, I want to let you guys have a chance. Shout out anybody you want to shout out, say any thank yous, maybe plug a stream or two while you're at it. The floor is yours.
You
First, got to thank the team, got to thank the coaches, our manager, Huang. They put everything together for us. And I guess my roommate, Michael, he's always out there supporting the team. And then you wanna catch some spicy clips, you can watch me and Secrets duo together on iSpoopy Val on Twitch. Awesome.
Yeah, shout out to CF1 too for the great format. It's been going really well, and we're really happy with how it's playing out.
Thank you guys for participating again, and congrats again on tonight's victory. And for everybody at home, thank you guys for watching. This is going to be the end of our CF1 broadcast for the evening, but we're going to be back again tomorrow night because the Central region has their time to shine on Tuesdays and 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be back on this Twitch channel with some more action for you guys to enjoy. And the Split 2 continues heating up. You won't want to miss any of the action. So you better be back here because Ravish and I will be chilling with chat. So until then, have a great rest of your night. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. GG, well played.